Hey everybody, long time no see. I hope all of the Sovereign Sisters are doing well. Damn, it's nice to be back. I haven't went on live stream in like 8-ish days. It's been a hot minute. So yay, I'm glad to be back. I hope everyone has been doing great. Um Per usual, do not forget to go ahead, like, subscribe, drop a comment if you're watching after this gets saved, or going ahead and interact in the live chat with all the lovely Sovereign Sisters. I was gone. I was in Los Angeles. So, well, I wasn't even in Los Angeles. I actually was in Southern California. Um, and so yeah, so now I am back. Okay. So as promised, let's just get right into it. Okay, we are going to be talking about narcissism, narcissistic abuse. Yeah, and just kind of like what all that comes along with. And if you're able to stay till the end of this live stream, I will go on ahead and kind of. Oh, hold on. My camera was unplugged. Hold on. It is, I think it's Mercury retrograde too. I know retrograde is, I know for sure Venus is in retrograde, so it already might be like technical issues. I already had a little bit of technical issues before I hopped on here. So please, yeah. And as far as my earrings, thank you. I actually went shopping when I was out in California and I got these cute earrings and I actually got this like cute little like Henley top or whatever. Happy birthday. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So the reason why I wanted to talk about this subject today was because while I was away from you ladies, when I was talking or not talking, when I was on TikTok, I was seeing like multiple just like very toxic relationships, and it all very much looked and mirrored like narcissism. If I had to guess, because we know men don't go to therapy, so we'll never really have a true indicator of this. But if I had to guess, I would say probably about 90% of men have narcissistic personality disorder. And that's really just through the socialization of patriarchy, because they essentially have to hide their emotions. They have to like pretend to be this tough person and like this very, hard working person. And really naturally men are not like that at all. And that is like one telltale sign of narcissism is you essentially having to like wear a cover, a guise, a mask, a cape of some sort. So yeah. So let's just get right into it. So hold on, because I have notes. Okay, so I was actually in a relationship. I think this was back in, I think, 2018, when I was in a relationship that when I was involved with a narcissist. I'm just really happy that I found the sign. Oh my god. Your browser has lost connection to the camera. Make sure you have the right camera select. What the heck? Hold on, y'all, because my camera keeps going out and like I'm not too sure why. Start. Hold on, y'all. Um, Let me see if I can go back. Oh my god, I hope this isn't like how the whole live stream go with the dang camera acting like this. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. Hopefully we're good. I had to like take the plug out and put it back in. I'm so sorry, y'all. So I was in a narcissistic relationship back in 2018, and not only was I scrolling on TikTok and I had seen a few relationships that really did kind of chronicle experiences that I felt like I kind of had like lived through, or arguments that kind of sounded the same. And yes, please like the video. I can't see the like, so I have my sovereign sisters on like duty. Okay, so if y'all don't feel like the likes are matching, I'm gonna pause until we get the likes up. So please, I'm gonna call y'all my sovereign surveillance. That's what I'm gonna call y'all. My sovereign surveillance, going ahead and surveillance the likes for me to make sure that we got the likes up in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Um Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, please hit the thumbs up. Just press that one little button, the thumbs up button. Makes a world of a difference. Makes a huge world of a difference. 22 out of 54. Oh no, we got to at least get to like 40. There's 53 people in here. Let's get the likes up to 40 and then we'll continue. Show your girls some love, please. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to like. Going ahead, press the like button. I'll continue once the likes get to about 40. Mm. Come on, y'all. Get the likes up. Get the likes up so we can get this live stream going. I don't want to be here all day. I don't think you guys want to be here all day either. I got to be like Kevin Samuels and get some music. Get some music while I wait for you guys. Let me stop. Don't worry, we'll talk about all of that. By the end of this video, you will no longer be a narcissist magnet. I'll reveal all of that at the end of that. Get the belt. Where are we at, y'all? All right. Oh, thank you. Okay. Well, 37. All right. Don't forget to like the live, you guys. I'm just waiting for the likes to get up a little bit. All right. So we are going to start. Sorry about that. Now, the first thing that we're going to talk about is the mind of a narcissist. Okay. Like I told you all, I really do believe that 90% of men are narcissists. Men are pretty much taught to be narcissists, honestly. It all starts with that boys will be boys narrative, as young children. Boys are allowed to act however they want. And then as they grow older, they start to realize that there are certain masks that they can wear in order to direct their outward perception from other people. So I would say most men that you're going to meet are going to be narcissists. You'll never be a victim of a narcissist unless you become a narcissist when you're dealing with men and you know how to turn it on and off, and B, you set boundaries and you don't put up with bullshit, and you You have to deal with men looking for something wrong for them to do. Women too often are looking for everything for a man to do right. Well, of course, he's going to do everything right. Why would a narcissist tell you, oh, yeah, I'm a narcissist and I want you to be my next victim? And so I'm going to do everything possible to show you that I am a terrible person, and that will make it easier for you to be my victim. Of course not. That would be a horrible tactic. That would never work. So, you should be looking for them to do everything wrong, and you will save yourself a lot of trauma and issues and heartbreak. So, narcissists are just wired differently. This is the reason why I feel like a lot of this does come from the societal conditioning that not only men but also the older generation as well have to undergo. So, the core of a narcissist, okay? Narcissists tend to have a false sense of self. So these are the type of men who you will think that they're very confident. They will come off very confident, very cunning, very charming. You really will think that they have it all together. They mask very well. However, they have to create this false sense of self because who they really are is weak. Who they really are is very fragile. And so they kind of have to build a shield of armor regarding their personality. That way, the real them does not get humiliated or shamed or taken advantage of. Okay. And men have very large egos. And that is the one thing that men are there to protect. When they say that men are here to protect, the only thing men are here to protect is their ego. Okay. They're not here to protect women. They're not here to protect children. They're not here to protect one another. Men are only protective over their ego. And so, for a lot of them to protect their ego, they become narcissists. Everything that they do is performative, okay? And it's in order for them to maintain the illusion of control, power, superiority, and dominance. Narcissists are psychologically empty, okay? Men who are nonchalant, men who like they have no soul, no emotion, no drive, no joy, no connection, no friends, no peace. When men say, "Oh, I want a woman to bring me peace," narcissist, narcissist, because you don't know how to emotionally regulate yourself. And there's a reason why. You don't there's something internally wrong with you. There's something internally that you're struggling with where you are too fearful to go inward in order for you to emotionally regulate, which is why you want a woman to come into your life and be your peace, right? Because you would never have to resort for another person to be your peace if you could not emotionally regulate on your own. And this is because men, they cannot self-soothe. Men do not know how to self-soothe. One of the number one questions that you should always ask a man is, what do you do to emotionally regulate? What do you do to self-soothe? And I promise you, you'll probably be the first woman to ever ask a man that. They won't even know how to answer because they don't do it. They don't do it. Men constantly need a lot of external validation. And so this is the reason why men will do things like instead of getting a divorce from their wife and they know that they're having an affair, they will annihilate the whole family. They'll go up and they'll shoot up the whole house, their children, their wife. They feel as though that's a better solution as opposed to just talking to the wife, filing for a divorce, splitting the custody, splitting the assets, and things like that because men don't know how to self soothe at all. No emotional regulation. And so all narcissists have a wound. This is also another reason why, as a woman, if you're going to deal with men, you have to understand how to get a man to emotionally open up to you. Because if he can emotionally open up to you, you're going to know what his weaknesses are, and you can not only use that as leverage, but you can also kind of understand, in a sense, what issues may if you stick around, that is, what issues you may face in the future. So if he has mommy wounds. If he has mommy wounds, in most cases, he's not going to respect women. In most cases, he's going to be a misogynist. If he has a lot of resentment towards his mother, he's going to be a misogynist. He's not going to treat you very good if you decide to stick around with this type of man. So, there's pretty much three types of upbringings that men have had in order to create them to evolve into a narcissist. Okay. So, most narcissists were raised in one of these three environments. Okay. So, number one, they were overvalued. These are your mama's boys. Okay. These are your mama's boys. These are the boys who, if they go to jail, their mom is going to bail them out. This is the child, he could commit a crime and his mother is still going to be the person to say, no, my baby didn't do it, or she's never going to hold him accountable. She's going to be, well, that's my son. That's my son. Yeah. Mama's boy, 100%. Treated like the golden child. He can do no wrong. The second, undervalued. Okay. Emotional neglect, abuse. Okay. These are a lot of the men who they got raised with single mothers. Okay. Those men that were abandoned either by their mother, either by their father, narcissists in most cases, or a combination of the two. So this is the family dynamic where he was praised for accomplishing something, but then he was punished for him being vulnerable or him not living up to his family's expectations. So like a combination of both. And so what happens is these men grow up with a belief that their love is conditional. And this is the reason why men yearn for unconditional love. This is the reason why men yearn for you to tolerate cheating, for you to tolerate them having a child on you tolerating them harming you physically, emotionally, mentally. They're always yearning for your forgiveness because they don't like the fact that the love or lack thereof was very conditional with them growing up. Men are very developmentally and emotionally delayed. If you don't watch Princella the Queenmaker, if you are not familiar with Princella the Queenmaker, she talks about this down to the goddamn chromosome. Okay, boys, and you can even ask moms. I want you to ask a mom who has a boy and a girl. And I want you to ask her, when they were younger, who did she have to constantly be around? Who did she constantly have to nurture? Who did she constantly have to do everything for? I always ask mothers this, and they always say the boys. They always say the boys because naturally boys are more codependent. So they're always, no matter, even when they get into adulthood, they're always going to be codependent. And because now not only have their mothers facilitated this, the girlfriends have facilitated this, the wives have facilitated this. And this is why we have these sassy boys all over the place. All these sassy boys that you see, the sassiness is so high because they never cut off their mommy's titty. They got off their mommy's titty and then got another mommy and then clung onto her titty, and they haven't gotten off a titty since. And so now they don't know what the fuck to do. So essentially what happens is that narcissists, because they want this unconditional love that they yearn for so much, they have to create an artificial dynamic where they have to control and manipulate others in order to feel valued. Okay. So that's the first part. Okay. So that is like the making of a narcissist, essentially. Okay. Now, for the second part, this is the psychological mind fuck. Okay, this is what narcissists do to psychologically mess you all up and hijack your brain. Narcissists won't only hijack you emotionally, It literally rewires your brain chemistry. Okay. This is why it's very important that you should honestly believe that every man that you're dealing with is a narcissist. You're safer that way. I'm sorry. You're safer that way. Because in most cases, the man that you're dealing with, he's most likely a narcissist. Okay. Unless he's really did the unpacking through therapy, he's done the work, he's deconstructed his patriarchal conditioning. In most cases, you're involved with a narcissist. Some forms might be more mild than others, but they're fucking up your brain chemistry. And that's serious. Okay. That's very serious. There are women who have to go to therapy for years on end because they were with the narcissist for so long that it fucked their brain up so much that like they can't trust anyone. They don't have any sexual vulnerability, they don't have any emotional vulnerability. They have just now become a shell of themselves because of all of the damage that the narcissist has done to them. And yes, please like the live, guys. Please like the live. Thumbs up. As soon as you guys come in here, please go ahead and thumbs up and like the live for me. So the first thing, we all know this thing that they do. Love bombing. Okay? This is pretty much getting you set up for dopamine, okay? A narcissist, they want to flood your brain with dopamine, okay? Dopamine is it's a chemical, it's a neurotransmitter in your brain that is associated with pleasure, okay? So their whole goal is to have you fall in love with him, right? That's why they call it falling in love. Who's going to catch you if they make you fall in love? Who is going to catch you? So they want you to feel euphoric. They want you to feel like, oh my gosh, I met my soulmate. These are the men who, after 1 to 3 dates, you're already telling your friends, your family about this man. Oh my God, I think I met my husband. He's great. He's so different. Yada yada yada. That is essentially what the men are looking for. That's how they want you to think. That's how they want you to feel. And so what happens is naturally this associates your brain with them because they've kicked off the dopamine. Okay. So now you associate your pleasure coming from them and then your happiness coming from them. So, like, you're free. You already know that your brain wiring has been hijacked when, like, you're freaking out if they haven't texted back or they flaked out on you on plans and, like, your heart is just, like, broken. Like, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe he hasn't texted me back. I can't believe he's ghosted me. Yeah, he spiked off a lot of dopamine in you. This is intentional. This is intentional because what they're doing, they're conditioning you to crave them. Okay. This is why a lot of men they'll make plans with you. They'll tell you everything that you want to hear. And then boom, they don't talk to you anymore. They don't talk to you anymore. And you're still craving them. You're over here hunting down their social media. You're over here freaking the fuck out because you're like, what happened? I want to feel good again. I want my dopamine spiked again. So that perfect man that switches up on you, he was never perfect. He was never perfect to begin with. He literally was just trying to psychologically mind fuck you. Now, the next way that they psychologically hijack you is the devaluation. Once a man knows that you are attached to him, they're going to start pulling back. They will withdraw affection, so they're not going to text you back, or maybe they won't text you back as often. He used to pick you up for dates. All of a sudden, can you come drive? Can you come, not pick him up, but can you just meet me? He used to give you flowers all the time. Now all of a sudden, he's not giving you flowers anymore. He starts criticizing you. So at first, At first you were beautiful, you were perfect. He loved your stretch marks. He loved your little pudge. And then now all of a sudden, you need to go to the gym. You need to lose weight. You need to do this, you need to do that. And it's just like, well, nothing's changed from when we last talked. Nothing's changed from when we first started getting together. Where is all of this coming from? Why are you mentioning any of this? Is what you will start to think. And essentially, what this is doing is he is setting up the play to get your emotions and to have your emotions tugging on heartstrings, because most of us have a dopamine addiction with our phone, right? And so what happens if you go too long without your phone, right? You start freaking out, and then once you get your phone back, okay, now you're happy again. And so that's exactly what these men are doing to you. These narcissists are doing to you when they're nice to you at first. Then they withdraw. Your body goes into survival mode, and now you're flooded with cortisol. I could tell if a woman is with a narcissist just based off of how her face looks. I'll know right away. If she's got cortisol face, if she's got moon face, and she's been with this man for 10 years, and especially if she used to never look like that, especially if she's years past after having a child, I know right away she's with a narcissist. Right away. You as a woman, one thing you should not ever play about is your cortisol. You're a lot more sensitive to cortisol than a man is. So the arguments, the fights, the insults, the criticism, that is definitely going to affect you more than it is going to ever affect a man. And you need to be mindful of that. Like me, I'm always telling myself, like, I'm never going to let a man stress me out to the point where I gain weight. I'm never going to let a man stress me out to the point where I lose my beauty. I'm never going to let a man stress me out to the point where I lose myself. I'm not doing it, because that's the first thing that men, when they do this, that's the first thing that's going to happen. And then what are they going to do? You don't take care of yourself anymore. You're not the same person you were. And they know damn well that they're the reason attributing to this. They already know that they are the reason why you are this way. And of course, what they're going to do, they're going to blame you. They're going to take no accountability. They're going to blame you for this. So what happens is you start getting anxious, you start getting nervous, and you start getting desperate because you want your dopamine back. You want your dopamine back. You want the good version of them back. And so what happens is, for a lot of women, this is where women don't stop. Okay, when it comes to dealing with the narcissist, this is the point in time where most women should walk away, and like 95% of women don't walk away. What they do is they start trying to chase for his validation again. They start trying to chase for this dopamine spike again. So then what happens is, oh, well, my boyfriend said that he doesn't like curvy girls. He met you curvy. What do you mean he's saying he doesn't like curvy girls? He met you curvy. He made you his girlfriend curvy. And now all of a sudden he doesn't like curvy girls. He met you half naked in the club. Now all of a sudden he wants you to cover up. And so women will literally fall right into this trap of, all right, well, he was nice to me before, and I feel like if I do XYZ, he will be nice to me once I make all these changes. Girl, he's never going to be nice to you. Never. And so then what happens is, it's like, well, I just want him to be the man that he was in the beginning. I want the old version of him. That was never him. That was never him. He just had to become that person. He just had to be that person in order for you to like him. And this is why when men always make the argument of saying that women should choose better, It's 100% disingenuous because men know goddamn well that if men who they were, if men decided to just naturally be who they are and not put on a mask, women would never want to deal with them. This is why they always have to lead in being perfect. They have to lean in with getting you hooked in order for you to get emotionally attached to them. And this is the reason why that as a woman, you cannot be so easily impressed. You cannot be so enamored by someone doing something such as, flowers, cards, candy. I'm on the Sheer 7 page on Facebook, and there was like one girl that was talking about how she was like trying to make this guy be a provider, and like he really wasn't a provider at all. And the reason being was because like she was happy about the fact that he gifted her some candies and some flowers. And I'm just like, that's the bare minimum. That's the bare minimum. I get that on the first date. Like your first date, you should be getting some roses. You should be getting some you should be getting something. You should never be so excited to the point where you're like, "Oh my god, he opened up the door for me. Oh my goodness, he gave me roses." That's the bare minimum. You should be having that on every date. I went on like a string of like 3, 4 different dates. First dates, I got roses on every single date. Every single one. So a big part of making sure that this does not happen to you and you don't fall into this trap of dealing with the narcissist is that you need to have your standards through the roof. And you need to be giving yourself a life that you are also expecting from men. A big issue with this is that women don't ever give themselves the life that they want from a man. Point blank, period. And so what happens is you're now super impressed with what this man is doing when really he's not doing anything. He's not doing anything special or anything of importance. If I want flowers, I just go buy myself flowers. If I want to go on a vacation, I just take myself out on a vacation. Because what happens anyway, after like 6 months, after like 6 months of y'all dating, he's not going to buy you flowers anymore anyway. He's not going to, it can't, like all of these things, like it can be something, vacations, he's not going to do it. Open up the door for you, he's not going to do it. It's only like a subscription anyway. It doesn't even have to be moon face. It can literally be, yep, you get unattractive in the face. He steals your face card because he's siphoning your energy to beautify himself. Oh, 100%. 100%. 100%. And I'm going to get into that too about how the narcissist is really just there to siphon your energy. I mean, pretty much all men are around to siphon your energy because as women, we have a lot of energy to harness. We literally have a whole portal, and men know this. Men know this on a subconscious level. Okay, so the next phase of them pretty much psychologically manipulating you. Intermittent reinforcement. Trauma bonding. 1 minute they're nice, and then the next minute they're cruel. They're very unpredictable. You are at the point where you're walking on eggshells. Once you're with someone and you're walking on eggshells, you don't know what they're going to react to. You don't know how they're going to react. It might be something that's like a big deal, and they may not even react to it. And then it'll be something small, like, I don't know, you left a goddamn wrapper just sitting here on the table, and they're cussing you out over something this small. But the thing that you figured that would be like a rational reaction to action that you did, like they don't have any response to it. So just totally being irrational when it comes to their reactions, and you just feeling as though you can't read anything. You don't know what's going to make this guy tick. And so what happens is this puts your brain in a loop of being confused, but also you get into the habit of reward seeking. So to the point where you get into perfection mode where it's just like, okay, well, he yelled at me for wearing this, so now I can't wear this anymore. He said he liked it when I cooked this for him. So let me make sure I cook this for him tonight. And it's just like you're making all of your decisions based off of how this man is going to react to you because you are so fearful of a negative reaction. And then because you have a lot of uncertainty around what he's going to react to, in addition to how he's going to react, it makes you chase after their validation even harder. And this is the reason why, as a woman, it is so important for you to be self validated. Okay. Because if you pour all of your validation into a man, you're going to lose yourself. You're going to become a shell of yourself. I knew that I was dealing when you have a friend or a family member that says that you don't act the same or you're not the same person. If you have friends that are telling you that currently and you're with someone, that means that you're with a narcissist. That means that you are now neglecting and abandoning parts of yourself in order to keep this man happy, and everyone around you can see it except you. They're not saying that because they're jealous. They're not saying that to hurt your feelings or shame you or anything like that. They're telling you that because it's the truth. The people that know you, and the people that value you and know you for who you have always been, they're going to let you know up front something's wrong, something's going on. And so I knew that when I was dealing with the narcissist, I knew that something was wrong as soon as my mother had said, "You don't seem like your usual self. You're not the same person." And then that's kind of what made me realize, oh, okay, something must be happening. I need to like really evaluate the man that I'm with. And at first, I was in denial. At first, I was like, oh, my mom's just jealous. My mom, like, no, like, that can't be true, like typical response, right? Because we tend, as women, we have a lot of ego centered around our relationships and our ties to men. But I'm telling you, whenever you have people that are telling you that, you need to pay attention. This sounds all too familiar. Shaking my head. I dealt with that crazy shit from my ex, the worst effing time of my life. Girl, I'm telling you, the narcissist will, shoo, like that TikTok of that girl getting yelled at, being called silly and stupid by her baby daddy just because she asked him to pay for the light bill after him claiming their child on his taxes. Exactly. Men should be either rock, strong, and calm, or bi. Yes. You're describing my ex husband to a T. Yep. This is off topic, but could you do a video on why you think men hate Russell Wilson? Sure. Sure. All my energy was drained, lost my self esteem year after year because I was constantly criticized over everything I did and thought I was weird and crazy. Exactly. And I'm sorry that that happened to you. I'm very sorry that that happened to you. But yeah, once you start getting to the point where it's just like criticism over any and everything that you do, you got to walk away. You got to walk away. You're in too deep. You got to get away from that man because at that point, if you stay any longer, it's going to be horrible. It is going to be horrible. So when this is happening when the narcissist is giving you this intermittent reinforcement, what happens is your nervous system essentially becomes dysregulated. And so what happens is like you feel empty without them, you feel off without them. Um and that's because they've essentially groomed you. This whole entire process has groomed you and conditioned you to rely on them for external validation, because what also comes along with this is, them kind of isolating you. So like they don't like your friends, they don't like your family, and so, they don't want you hanging out with anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And so now the only person that you're contacting is just your boyfriend or husband, whoever this person is to you. That's the only person that you're contacting. So that's the only person that's telling you, when they decide to tell you, oh, you're pretty, oh, you're smart, that's actually pouring into you. And so you become codependent on them. when you're with someone and they're being overly critical and they're doing all the other things that I mentioned, and you have that thought in your mind where it's like, if he were to break up with me tomorrow and it's just like your heart, like just the thought of that, your heart just drops into your butt. Yeah, you probably are dealing with someone that is narcissistic because that's not normal. That's not a normal that's not really a normal human response to someone that you should be having when they're treating you this way. Okay, that is completely abnormal. Had a man I've known for years snap an hour later, asked to fool around. LMAO. He threw a text tantrum when I said no. Yes. And also, when you're with a narcissist, the thing about it is that, like for me with my narcissist, he did have a few characteristics of my mother. And so I do feel as though when you find yourself with the narcissist, it's very, very easy for you to get comfortable with the narcissist because they will mirror aspects of a family member. That's just my experience and that's just my opinion. And those things will make you feel comfortable. So I can't speak for other races, households, but I know in the black household, our parents will do things like cuss us out or spank us or just like talk all types of crazy to us. And then you go in your room for like 30 minutes and then like they never apologize. They just do shit like buy you something or cook your favorite meal and things like that. And so essentially that is narcissistic abuse. It is that's narcissistic abuse. And so when you grow up in an environment like that where there's no apology, it's just like these quick, unpredictable shifts in behavior, and it's almost kind of like you're just you're just scraping over the situation. It could be it could be very easy to become a victim of narcissists because it does kind of mirror that same behavior. I like Princella, but I don't agree with her conclusion that the only option is to date women. I got crucified on her live because I'm happily married to a man. WTF? Yeah, I mean, I talked about this before on one of the other lives, and I look at it like this: people are people. Women also have these same characteristics. It's just we've been societally conditioned to be very nice, to be people pleasers. So you may not find as much of those characteristics in women, and also you're it's going to be a lot more covert. It's going to be a lot more sneaky, but becoming a lesbian is not going to absolve all of your problems when it comes to the dating dynamics and just plain old human nature. So based off of that alone, I can see how Princella does get the rap for kind of trying to lead a cult when it comes to what women should do when it comes to, them going over to the other side, but whatever. Whatever. All right. Also, another telltale sign that I do see with dealing with the narcissist, and also with when I hear women and they say this, I do feel like they're dealing with a narcissist, is when they will bring up the poor behavior of their partner and they'll bring it up to you. So they'll be venting to you about the poor behavior of their partner, and you will call it out and you will tell them that they need to break up with the narcissist. And then they come back and they say, well, I know he's a bad person, but, and they'll name like one good thing he did. I know he hit me in my face, but he takes out the garbage every night. I can't leave him because he takes out the garbage every night. I know that that's like a really just like low level example, but it really will sound like kind of crazy like that. And that's how you know that psychologically the woman has been horribly manipulated to the point where she is with a man all because he's taking out her garbage. I mean, that's really how insignificant of a role he is playing in her life. And she has been manipulated so deep to the point where she's relying on a man like oxygen just because he's taking out her garbage every night and he's putting his hands on her. I grew up in a household with a narcissistic mother. I was conditioned for a relationship with one. I am in therapy and my eyes are wide open. Yeah, I mean, a lot of others are narcissists. A lot of them are narcissists. And so yeah, I mean, honestly, it's they pretty much hand deliver you to a narcissist when you have that upbringing. But I am very glad that you're in therapy. That's how I was able to understand about the family dynamics and about like how I ended up with a narcissist in the first place. Yeah, I feel as though therapy is the first place that you have to go to once you have dealt with the narcissist, because and like I said before, I got out early. Thank God I didn't live with this man. Thank God I didn't have a child with this man. You know, I mean, I couldn't imagine being with a narcissist and being married to one, living under the same roof with one, having a child with one. Um, that damage almost seems like irreparable. I know it's not, but I know that that's a long, long process to have to recover from. I learned in abnormal psych that there's two paths to MPD. One is the grandiose path, and one is the vulnerable path. I honestly think men are groomed to have narc and sociopathic traits. Oh, 100%. They are 100% groomed to be narcs and to also be sociopaths. Vulnerable path is more common and usually comes from severe abuse. Underneath it is so much shame that they won't, cannot confront. Exactly. And this is also why I do believe that I am going to show you guys some videos, so just do your best to stay like throughout the whole live, but I am going to show you guys some videos, and I'm not going to say what it is because it's going to be a little bit controversial, but I also do feel as though narcissists do share a little something else in common. And when I show you all these videos, I feel like you guys will pick it right up. You all will pick it, you guys will be able to spot it immediately. Now, the next part of them psychologically manipulating you. We all know this one, gaslighting. Okay? Them manipulating reality. I knew that I was with a narcissist when it got to the point where I had to start voice recording our arguments. So whenever we would have an argument, I would grab my phone and I would start voice recording it. Because I was like, "No, I never said that. I never said that." Or that never happened. And I knew it never happened. And so it got to the point where I was like, nah, I gotta whip out and record us having arguments at this point, because no, like I know that what he's saying, it's never been said, it's never happened. He is literally trying to falsify reality to make me question myself. So if you ever feel as though you gotta write things down, you need to record an argument, um, you're having a hard time deciphering between what he's telling you what happened versus what really happened, you are 100% with a narcissist. 100% with a narcissist. This is why men will always say, she was crazy. She was crazy. You probably made her crazy because you were over here gaslighting her, telling her that she got in at 3 o'clock a.m. The girl got in at 10 o'clock p.m. Saying that she left out the house with a mini skirt on. She left out the house with jeans on. And so what'll happen is they will rewrite history, they will deny things, and then they will just completely twist. They will completely twist your perception of reality so that way they can no longer be held accountable. Because if you're confused, if you're listening to what they're telling you, and then not only that, what a lot of gaslighting works really well in men's favor. And the reason why is because they have the ability to harm you. They have the ability to harm you. So a lot of the times what's happening is that in the process of them gaslighting you, they're raising their voice. You can hear the anger. They're making threats at you. there's an added layer of your safety on top of the gaslighting. And so naturally, you want to avoid anything else happening to you. He's already yelling at you. He's already calling you out of your name. He's already getting in your face, punching walls, doing all types of other things. And so naturally, he's grooming you through fear so that you start questioning your own reality and then you just start believing him at this point. Men are not afraid to use acts of intimidation in order to psychologically manipulate you. They're not. And it's actually one of their yeah, Darvo. Yep, exactly. That's actually one of their main tactics to kind of put you into submission. Very much energy vampires. Yes. I really, really recommend EDMR from healing from I honestly, I literally was just thinking about EDMR. Once I'm back settled in the Midwest, I'm definitely going to be looking into that because I need to like tap into some stuff. But yes, Darvo. Also dismissing you and reacting defensively when you call out their behavior. Yes. Yes, sis, you are on point. We got to a point where I always had to record him talking crazy to me and I felt unsafe. Yeah, that's how you know. When you have to start documenting things, that's how you know that the reality and what he's saying is not matching because that's not normal. In a normal circumstance, you would never have to clarify or validate your own reality. Just doesn't make sense. So while they're doing this, you are losing trust in your own memory. You're losing trust in your own instincts. You don't believe your own self at this point. And so also what happens is that your self-confidence ends up fading because they've made you're constantly questioning yourself. You know, you have an issue, you'll have a serious issue and they'll dismiss you. So then now you start asking yourself, well, am I overreacting? Am I weak? Am I, what's wrong with me? Because now he's dismissing your concerns and but before you came to him, it was a valid concern. So then now what happens is you start to become an emotional shell of yourself. Now you don't even feel comfortable to open up to this man about any discomfort that you're having, physical discomfort, emotional, mental. And so essentially, their goal through gaslighting, they want to make you doubt yourself so much that you start relying on them to paint reality for you. So this is the reason why you'll catch men cheating. Like it literally will be in their phone. They're texting someone. The texts are very explicit. It might even be pictures. I mean, they're talking about the time that they had, the flashbacks are going in detail. It's all there written in plain sight that they have cheated on you. And they will still deny it. That never happened. We were talking about a movie that we watched, yada yada yada. And it's like they're still lying, even though you have the proof right in front of you. That is someone that is mentally unwell. No mentally sane person would have proof of them doing something and you visibly can see it. You actually could see it and they're still going to deny it. Mentally, something is wrong with a person that would ever do that. Dealing with them brings you back karma and stress hormones. Yes. Narcissists will ruin your life. Did you read a good book on narcissists? You can read Why Does He Do That by Landcroft and Bundy. That's a really good book to read. Can we start a book club? Let's read Power versus Force. So I do have, once I'm back in the Midwest in a week, I'm telling you, okay, it will be a lot more content out here for you guys. It will be a lot more things for us to do where you all can connect with one another. So, I do want to do this through Patreon. So, I want to do a journaling club on Patreon, and then I also want a third tier of a book club on Patreon. So I do have that in the works. There's a lot of things that I am working on for you lovely ladies. So no stress. I do plan to start a book club. I do plan to start one because even a book now that I am reading, it doesn't directly tie into narcissists, but I'm almost done reading the book. It's called When the Body Says No by Gabor Mate. And, him talking about cortisol, and the stories are all about women and about how a lot of these women ended up getting ALS. And essentially, a lot of these women were married. A lot of these women were in bad marriages. A lot of these women were with men that didn't care about them emotionally. The women were doing everything. And so they were pretty much slaves. And then, the men not caring about anything and being very selfish, having a lot of narcissistic tendencies. What happened was their cortisol, their stress hormones had spiked up so much, they ended up, getting a very debilitating disease such as ALS. And that is like a very slow death. That is a horrible disease to acquire, all in the sake of marrying someone and being with someone for way too long. Way, way, way too long. The book has made me cry like 3 times. The book is heartbreaking. Because it's just like a lot of the women, when they actually have the disease, it's too late. And then that's when they realize, like, oh my gosh, like, it's my marriage, like this horrible marriage, having to deal with someone this bad. Like, this is the reason why I can no longer walk. It's the reason why I can no longer hold a phone. It's the reason why I can no longer speak. Like, it's a horrible disease to have. And you being a woman, you're going to be way more susceptible to things like that happening to you. You have to be so careful. Like you don't understand. You have to be extremely careful with the men that you are dealing with and understanding the importance of getting away quickly, getting away fast. Please don't be one of these women that are so desperate to get married and to find her Prince Charming and things like that, because you will think that you met your Prince Charming, and then you don't know who this person is going to be in 15, 20 years and what impact they're going to make on you and who they're going to actually turn out to be. And you'll stick around in a situation for so long because you want that Prince Charming back. And then what happens is you completely end up neglecting yourself and abandoning yourself. And little do you know, you're trading in your old life for a very horrible life. Oh, thanks for all the insight with ALS. So, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, also known as ALS, is a nervous system disease that affects nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord. ALS causes loss of muscle control. The disease gets worse over time. ALS often begins with muscle twitching and weakness in arm or leg, trouble swallowing, or blurred speech. Eventually, ALS affects control of the muscles needed to move, speak, eat, and breathe. There is no cure for this fatal disease. What was very interesting in that book, Stephen Hawking has ALS. And despite Stephen Hawking having ALS, if you don't know who Stephen Hawking is, he's like a physicist. He's like a very, very well-known physicist. And he ended up acquiring ALS when he was quite young. And actually, him getting ALS is kind of what made him want to really, really put his head in the books and like become someone important. And he was married. And his wife at the time, his first wife at the time, had said that, Despite everything that she did for him and him having ALS, she gave up everything for him. He was ungrateful. Family was ungrateful. His mother literally told her, you know, you never fit into the family. We never liked you and you never really fit in our family to begin with. And yes, he ended up cheating on her. He ended up cheating on her. She was their hand and foot through him having ALS, and he cheated on her with his nurse. His nurse that was taking care of her. This man cannot type. He literally has to like do it through like a straw. He cannot speak. He is wheelchair bound. He doesn't have any use of any of his limbs at all, and he still cheated. He still cheated. So this is why I will never ever believe or fall into the whole thing of, as a woman, you're supposed to be, men are going to be so grateful when you take care of them. Who is going to be there for them whenever something goes wrong? Well, I hope you guys have enough money saved up to put his ass in a nursing home and you can visit him. Because I'm sorry, you would probably be a fool to go to that length to do all of those things just for someone to do that to you. Because yeah, essentially men just kind of feel like, oh, you're a woman, you should do it. You should do it anyway. And so, what difference does it make of what I do and who I do it with? I mean, you're still here, right? It's amazing that women will literally sleep with the same man for 30 plus years while these men are having affairs every few months, and then have the nerve to tell women, well, I'm a man and I have urges and you don't know how it is. You don't think women have urges? Okay, you don't think women are sick of fucking being next to your pot belly, hairline receding, nose or hair growing out of your nose, self and rolling over to that every morning. And then the hot 30-year-old is cutting the grass. They're seeing the hot 25-year-old at Home Depot. You don't think that she's seeing these men, and if she really really wanted to, she wouldn't want to go do anything with those men. Come on. Come on. It's always the victim mentality. Oh my god, I have to just stop all these urges. I have to stop all this stuff. Come on. Women have urges too. And women, after a while, the men age too. They let themselves go too. It's just women are very nice, and we've just really been conditioned to protect their ego to the point where we convince ourselves to just look past these things out of doing the right thing, out of having a moral compass, and out of not wanting to hurt someone's feelings, break up the family, and cause issues to another person. But men don't have any empathy, so men aren't having the same thought process when it comes to your feelings. And here's the kicker: he betrayed his wife for the side chick. Ain't do none of that. Exactly. They get sad when they leave them with the side chick they chose as their karma. Yeah, because they get with someone way younger, and then they're sick and dying, and then the young girl's like, "I'm not gonna take care of you. I'm outside." Why would you recruit a 25-year-old girl and you're like in your 60s and you're dying for someone to take care of you that young? Looking like Pumbaa from Lion King. Hell nah. Exactly. Right. Men have to get out of their way to cheat. Women get approached way more. Exactly. They have to go way out of their way to cheat. Okay. So we are going to do the next part, the long-term damage. We've already kind of like dug into it about what kind of happens to you and what narcissistic abuse does to you. Even after you leave a narcissist, the damage is still there. Your body's affected, your brain's affected, your self-esteem is affected. And so this is why I feel like it's very important when you've been able to identify the fact that you've been with a narcissist and the fact that you are simply unwell from being in this situation. You need to go to a therapist. You do. You really need to go to a therapist. this is not going to be something that you're going to be able to really necessarily like read a book through or anything like that. You need to go seek professional help because depending on how long you were with the narcissist, they probably did a number on you. Okay, and for a lot of women, it can get really severe where, like I said earlier, they will acquire all types of chronic diseases. So the first thing that happens with the damage from a narcissist is that you lose your sense of self. Whenever a man wants you to make all of these wild sacrifices to be with him, so he wants you to give up your passions, your hobbies. So, I like going to the gym. I'll never quit going to the gym. Never. My hobbies and my passions are mine. If a man is asking you to give up anything that brings you joy, you never do it. You leave that man. You leave that man. No person that really loves you and values you would ask you to give up something that he clearly can see you're passionate about. Or if he doesn't ask you to just plain out not do it anymore, he'll talk shit about it. So, like, he knows that you like going to the gym. Well, I don't know why you like going to the gym. You look the same every day. You look the same as you've done for the past 2 years. Okay, and who says that I was going to the gym to change my body? I'm just going for the endorphins. I'm just going because I like being active. I like moving around. And so what happens is that when men start criticizing or just telling you to do things where they want you to stop doing things that are beneficial to you, you start to lose yourself. And essentially, what happens is they want you to give up the things that you like. That way, you can replace the things that you like with the things that he likes to do. So, he doesn't want you going to the gym. He doesn't want you doing your paintings or whatever. He wants you to come with him to things that you don't want to do, things you're not interested in doing. He wants you to focus on his emotions, his reactions, his needs. Then you get to the point where now you don't know what you want. You don't know what you want. You don't know what you need. You don't know what you like. I know a woman's been with a narcissist when she says, we'll do something. It'll be like if you like arrange a get together or something. And the woman will say, you know what? I used to do this all the time and I completely forgot that I used to do this. I completely forgot that I used to be interested in this. And this is always like when a woman's been divorced or she's left a relationship or something like that. And in my head, I'm thinking like it's probably because she was with a man who was narcissistic and had her give up everything to the point where she has no sense of self. Your autonomy as a woman is the most important thing that you have. It's the biggest threat to the patriarchy is your autonomy. This is the reason why I'm never going to tell women what they should do. I'm never going to tell women, oh, well, you should become a lesbian. Oh, you shouldn't get married. Oh, you shouldn't deal with or oh, you shouldn't, demand money if you're going to sleep with a man. I'm never going to tell a woman what she should or shouldn't do because the whole purpose of autonomy is for you to make a decision based off of what you want to do. That serves you, that serves the best interest of yourself, not for anybody else. I can't stand the women that are like, oh, well, if you're in sex work and if you're a stripper, that technically means that you are, that means that you're helping the patriarchy. No, it doesn't, because I'm not looking at it like that. No matter what, we still live in a patriarchal society. There is not a single thing that you can do or not do to avoid being under a patriarchal system. There's nothing that you can do. It's all about your mindset. I just always had a mindset where I was like, no, like I'm just going to use men for money. If I'm going to deal with them, I'm just going to use them for money. Yes, sis, he liked you when he first met you, when you were at the gym. Then they chip away things that bring you joy. It's crazy. They are so freaking insecure of you taking care of yourself. What the hell? And it's because men don't take care of themselves. They don't. Not enough people know about EDMR and DBT. So I did DB wait. No, I did CBT. I did cognitive behavioral therapy. Queen, please recommend EDMR and DBT for therapy. So much more effective than talk therapy. All right, well, look into EDMR and DBT therapy. I do plan to get EDMR, only for like one little issue in my life that I need to tap back into from when I was younger. But I personally, with my situation, and like I said before, I think it's just because I left my narc very early. I left my narc really, really early in the game. And so thankfully I didn't really have to endure a high level of abuse from him. So I just was okay with CBT. But for one sector in my life, yes, I do need to get EDMR, and I have heard that it is very helpful. Yes, I forgot my makeup, hair, even my beauty routine and things used to like to do. I prayed for it to come back, and I started to remember the things I love to do and started ordering them again. Yes, I love that. Oh, wow, I didn't know there's EDMR videos on YouTube. Wow. You're right. For the 4 years my ex and I were married, he never went to the doctor for a checkup, and I used to beg him to go, but he would say, "I know there's nothing wrong with me," shaking my head. I'm telling you, men don't value their lives already. That's the reason why they don't care about taking your life. They don't care about taking they don't care about taking your life when they don't care about theirs. This is why I say I don't in my opinion, I think it's dumb to take care of men when they're sick. I mean, unless you're really, really solid with someone and he's a man that like really has proven himself to be worthy. But I would say most men, 90% of men, they don't need anyone. They should be alone. They should take care of themselves when they're sick. Because they don't care. I'm sorry, I'm not taking care of a man when he's old and he's neglected his health. I'm not doing it. Because they subconsciously know that their lives are worthless. Oh, 100%. They know they're not worthy of anything. What was the first sign you noticed? Well, I mentioned it earlier, but once I started realizing that he was gaslighting me, once I realized that I had to start recording our conversations because I knew that what he was saying was not matching what was really happening, that was when I was like, okay, I got to get out of here because that don't make no goddamn sense. Why would I be with someone and I'm having to question my reality with that person? And then when my mom had mentioned that she just didn't think I was the same person, she didn't she didn't feel like he was like an asset to me. She didn't feel like he was a good influence on me. I was just thinking, oh, okay. The things that draw them to you are things they want you to stop doing. They want to bring you down and stress you out. They know what they are doing. They want women to have low self-image. Men want you to be a reflection of everything that they are. Point blank period. They want you to become the spitting image of what they think of themselves. Most men don't like themselves. They pretend that they do, but most men don't. Exactly. It's best to find someone with similar energy who is not a fake. Yes. This is why I tell women you can't be with when you're a woman who is elite. I mean elite, you're beautiful, you're well spoken, you're educated, you got your shit together, you got a car, you got a crib, you got all those things, you're making money, you're doing well for yourself. You have a great personality, you're self-aware, you've been to therapy, you have dismantled your trauma. You have a few healthy relationships, whether it be platonic, whether it be with family. You have passions, you have goals, you're creative, all the things, you're 100% a well-rounded person. You When you're that level of a type of woman, you're probably gonna be single for most of your life, honestly. Like, honestly, women who are upper echelon, well-rounded, I don't even encourage those women to date, if I could be completely honest. Dating on a level of you are really trying to find your equal, in most cases, you're not gonna find your equal in a man. I mean, I'm sorry, you're just not going to. You're better off getting IVF, having a child, adopting a child, something like that, getting some animals. But in most cases, you're going to be way too top tier, way too top tier. There are so many older men dying in the hospital, and their immediate contacts are always a woman, mom, sister, never their dad or brother or male friends. Men can't rely on other men for anything emotional because they've been conditioned to not value it. And believe it or not, they like well-rounded women just so they can try and tear them down. Yes, they get off on it. They're sick creatures. Something's wrong with them. Something's wrong with them. Okay, so when you lose your sense of self, your identity has been erased in favor of keeping the peace. That was another thing that I noticed too in my relationship. I've always been very confrontational. I've always been one of those people where if there's something on my mind, I'm going to say it. I don't care who it offends. I don't care how uncomfortable it makes someone. As long as I know that I'm not being disrespectful, I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to say it and I'm going to get it off my chest. And I've always been like that. And I also knew that something was wrong in the relationship immediately once I felt like it wasn't safe for me to do that anymore. I was in a predicament where I felt like me saying something is going to make it way, way, way worse. And I'm just not willing to deal with all of that drama, the arguing, the yelling, the name calling. I'm not willing to deal with all that. And so I have found myself starting to just suppress any concerns or any feelings or things like that just in order to keep the peace. That's a big one, in my opinion. And so, you recovering from a narcissist, it definitely requires rediscovering yourself outside of survival mode because when you're dealing with a narcissist, they got you in survival mode. They got you right where they want you because that's exactly where they want you. They want you in survival mode because that's where men live. Men live in survival mode. They're surviving for everything. Everything. Like men live horrible lives. They have the quote, men live lives of like constant desperation or something like that. I believe that's the quote. They hate it when you are happy and cheerful, and they are angry, got a chip on their shoulder. Quiet desperation. Yet men live lives of quiet desperation. That is such a powerful quote because it's the truth. I feel like that quote is like it perfectly encompasses most men. They really do live lives of quiet desperation. And this is the reason why a lot of these men are very jealous of women. This is the reason why they want to tear down women because they're desperate to have everything that women have. They want our beauty, they want our ability to be able to build community. They want everything that we have. A lot of them wouldn't make it without their moms or sisters or even daughters and wives, girlfriend. Exactly. If men were, listen, if I Thanos snapped all of us women out of this joint all across the globe, men would be even more miserable. Men don't want to live with other men and it just be them. They don't. They would go crazy. Oh, yeah, this is a good one. The narcissist manipulates everyone around you, destroys your safety, and will keep coming back until they destroy you. So, I didn't mention this earlier, but I'm going to add it. Thank you, Alice. One thing that a narcissist is good for, they are very good at masking for the public. So they will be super kind, okay? They will be shaking hands with the neighbors, with the police officers, with the pastors. They'll get along great with everybody. Everybody will know them. Everybody will like them. And they do this on purpose. So what'll happen is they're this great person until the doors close, and then they're a complete asshole to you. And they do this on purpose because it's a covert way of manipulation, essentially. Because when you are dealing with the narcissist and you're having to deal with all of this abuse, if he's nice to everyone else, who is going to believe you? No one's going to believe you because he has set his reputation up to be so great within the community. So now everyone will be looking at you like something's wrong with you because he would never do that. Would you consider getting married, Sovereign? I really don't foresee it. Right now I just don't see the point. It doesn't really make sense. I wouldn't say I'm like 100% against marriage. It's just it doesn't make any sense to me to do. They are really sick. Yes, everyone thinks they are goody two shoes. They usually hide behind religion. Yep. Till this day, I don't know what hit me. Yeah, those religious men, I stay far away from them. Usually it's just a facade for them to be able to partake in horrible behavior. They're like a wet gremlin behind closed doors. When you said old gremlin, I thought of old Greg. Does anyone remember old Greg? That was from like Jesus. That was from like 2007 maybe. Yep, that's why you gotta record them to expose them so you have proof. That's why I said that's what I started doing. As soon as my ex, I felt like he was gaslighting me and he was saying all types of bullshit, I cut the recording on. Matter of fact, I might have the damn thing still. I might have the damn argument on my phone still. If I'm being honest with you. But I've healed a lot, so I probably don't have it anymore. But let's see, because I am curious. Because y'all, I don't ever get rid of receipts. Okay, because the thing about narcissists, they always come the fuck back. And Venus is in retrograde. So, an ex or someone probably from like 2017 may try to come back. But let me see if I still have it. Because I be having things in my like, for instance, there was like this girl who was crazy, and I still have the text from 2016 of her harassing me. Thank God I still kept those texts because the girl came back in my life in 2019 and tried to ruin my life. And if I didn't have those text messages still, she would have been able to get away with it. So I always keep evidence. I never get rid of it because narcs, like really horrible people, they will come back and you will need every piece of you will need every document. I'm telling you. Never delete the evidence. Now you ain't got to go back and listen to it or anything like that. Like I ain't doing none of that shit. But oh my god, I still have it too. It's in my iCloud. The shit is still in my iCloud. Wow. I am aiming to get 20K from mine. See, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, keep the evidence. Don't go back to it, but just have it there. Block all negativity, but don't trash simple text messages. Yeah, my ex has been lurking around my campus. I've seen him twice in the last month. but I have a car on campus this year and never walk around, only drive. Oh, well, that's good. That's good. Because I'm telling you, these people are crazy. You like my downstairs mix up, I'm old Greg. Yeah, that's immediately who I thought of when she said wet gremlin. Especially if you're the one to discard them, they will come back. Oh, 100%. Girl, I will send the recordings to his family to freaking expose him. Yep. I know it sucks to keep it, but with narc, you may need protection. Old files if you need to file a restraining order. Yeah. I'm telling y'all, these narcs can get crazy. Like they will stalk, they will harass. These people are mentally unstable. You're not just dealing with people who are just like having a bad time, having a bad day. Like these are individuals who are mentally unstable. Something is wrong with them. They have the potential to harm you. So keep it somewhere. Put it on a flash drive, put it somewhere because these individuals are very narcs. So the thing about it is that narcissists, they don't see people as people. They just look at supply. And that's why I said earlier, um, they're always looking for external validation. And so what happens is that when they are looking for everything external, they want a supply. They're not looking for a person. They're not looking for a human. They're looking for a supply for them to feel validated, for them to feel good about themselves. And so that's what you also have to consider about the narcissist. Now, the long-term damage that happens when you're dealing with a narcissist. You become addicted to chaos, okay? You like toxic relationships. Pretty much your nervous system has gotten wired to where you crave a lot of emotional highs and lows. And so you will start to question, if you enter another relationship, you'll start to question the relationship because you're like, we're not arguing. Like, he's actually nice to me. And it's because you're so used to the unpredictability of being with someone. You don't know if they're going to be nice, hot, cold. You don't know. So, healthy love will tend to feel boring after a narcissist. And this is why I recommended earlier, it's really, really important that you get some therapy. So that way it's easier for you to kind of spot the signs of what's normal and what's not normal. That way, you push away anything abnormal and you can actually accept the love that is normal when you're not dealing with a narcissist. And because so many women have mostly dealt with narcissistic men, this is what has you dancing. You're doing um same devil, different dance essentially. You're meeting the same person in different bodies because you're not able to pick up on these signs to realize like, oh shit, this is actually toxic. You shouldn't be arguing back and forth. You shouldn't be having your name be called out. You shouldn't be having someone alter your reality. You shouldn't have someone dismissing you. All that behavior is very erratic and very abnormal. It should be the right person. It will be easy. You won't have to be thinking. You won't have to walk on eggshells. It'll be easy. I mean, my dad always says that too. He says it will be easy. It'll be simple. You won't have to repeat yourself 80 billion times. It'll just be simple. Yes, I kept dating the same kind of men. I am done with that. Yeah, and like I said before, men will tell you over and over, you should choose better. You should choose better. Okay, well, when 90% of y'all are fucking narcissists, what do we have to choose from? Oh, yeah, those military men are horrible. I mean, I already did a video on the professions that, like, shouldn't date or whatever, and I definitely have military men on there because you have to think about it. The men that are in the military, I'm so sad that my nail is broken. I've been trying to hide it all life, but, um, military men had to undergo psychological warfare to be in the military to begin with. So, because in order for you to unalive people, you literally have to be psychologically manipulated to like go after the enemy. They literally do psychological warfare on men that are in the military. And then they come back after doing those detours and literally killing people. And then they come back and they get no help at all. So then they get no help at all. And their brains been rewired. They've been mind fucked by the military. And so what happens is that they know how to do it to you now. They've been given the keys. They've been given the keys on how to do it to you. They just got taught how to do it on a professional level. This is why men that are in law enforcement, men that are in the military, in my opinion, those are very dangerous men to be with because they are handed psychological manipulation on a silver platter. And whenever you teach, the thing about it is that men are so sinister. You don't, when you teach a man a new skill, very rarely is he going to use it for good. Like you'll teach a man how to plant and he'll go get a weed plant and start growing weed and go sell it. He won't build a garden of food and to go sell the food at the farmer's market or make food so that way he can make himself a delicious meal. Nope, you'll teach him how to plant, how to garden. He'll go start a whole weed farm, an illegal one at that. They're never taught how to do something and they actually use it for the good of people. Ain't that what Jody did on Baby Boy when his mama had a whole garden and it was not Jody, was it the husband? I can't remember. They were arguing back and forth because someone grew goddamn weed in her garden. Like like what? You could grow yourself food for sustenance and the first thing you're going to do is go grow some damn Mary Jane. Are you crazy? Like something's wrong with him. Something is legit wrong with him. Okay, so the third part of the long-term damage of you being with a narcissist is hold on. I'm so sorry. Okay, people pleasing. The reason why women are easily victims of narcissists is because we have been trained to be people pleasers. Okay. This makes it very easy for narcissists to take advantage of us. And if you don't get the help that you need after dealing with a narcissist, you are going to have a like trauma response, like a fawning trauma response of people pleasing because you're afraid of someone reacting poorly to you when you underperform or when you don't satisfy a person to whatever need they need it met. And so, yeah, you start people pleasing and you start thinking that in order for you to like receive love, in order for you to have a healthy relationship, you have to jump through all of these hoops. You have to start performing, you have to start auditioning. And once again, that's not normal. It's not normal to walk on eggshells. Also, you overthink on how people react to you. You're always questioning, oh, well, do they like me? Do they not like me? Mm-mm. That's a trauma response. That's a trauma response because You've been conditioned essentially to be bracing and be on guard and ready for this man's reaction because you decided that you wore shoes that day. He didn't like the shoes and he screamed at the top of his lungs because he didn't like the shoes that you wore that day. Also, this is like the number one thing I feel like with women when they have dealt with the narcissist and kind of like the aftermath and the after effects, but women feeling guilty for taking up space and having their needs met. Okay. Um, if you're with a man and like let's just say you have children and you're burnt out and you're tired, if you don't feel like you can go up to your husband, your boyfriend, and say, I'm exhausted, I'm drained, I'm going to lose it. I need you to take the kids for a weekend and I need a weekend getaway alone, or else I'm going to just go straight ape shit. I'm going to go straight sinister. And he has no empathy and he's not like, "Oh, okay, that's fine. I'll take the children, do what you got to do." Um yeah, that's a trauma response. You should be with someone who when you tell them that you're struggling and you're in a really dark place mentally, they should be willing to want to facilitate an environment that will be good for you. Like I mean, she's my friend by association. It's actually my best friend's friend. She went to college with her, but she's married and her husband, his father had passed away. And he got to inherit the home that his father passed away in. But his father was remarried. So his stepmother and then I think her son are living in the home still. And his wife, which is my best friend's friend, is also living in the home. Her husband is a pilot, and she told her husband, I don't like living with your stepmom and her son. I can't do it. And also, mind you, she has like a 2-year-old and she's pregnant. She literally just had a baby like less than a week ago. She had her second baby less than a week ago. And she told her husband, I don't like living under the same roof with these people. It's driving me crazy. I just don't feel like I can do this. She complained about this maybe 6 to 8 weeks ago. They just closed on a new house. They just closed on a new house. That is the example of a man who actually honors you and values you. He said, okay, start house hunting, start looking for a house. He's a pilot. He's like, don't worry about it. Find whatever house it is that you want. She started looking at houses. Within 6 weeks, they just closed on a new house. So that way she ain't got to live with them. That's how it's supposed to be. That is a man that actually cares about his wife, that actually wants his wife to be happy because he sees the value of a woman. Men that actually see the value of a woman and understands how abundant a woman is, how powerful the association and the presence of a woman is. A man that understands that will stop at nothing to make you happy. He will listen to you when you have your concerns. He will not dismiss you when you're having an issue. He's going to hear you out and figure out, okay, how can we fix the problem so that way you are happy? That way you are taken care of. That way you are in the best space because her husband understands that she's raising my children and he's a pilot. He's gone all the time. He's gone all the time. So he has enough common sense to understand I want my wife and the mother of my children to be in the best mental state possible, in the best emotional state possible, because I want my children to be having a mother that can emotionally and mentally and physically be up to par and is facilitated. I don't see how women are with a man and y'all are on like baby number 3 and y'all are still in a 2-bedroom home. And you're over here asking him, can we get a new house? Can we get a new house? Or the car may be broken down. We need a new car. No, we don't need a new car. No, we don't need a new house. The kids can just sleep in bunk beds. Absolutely not. No man that actually cares about you, that actually cares about children, would ever allow either of you to be in unfavorable conditions where you're unhappy. If you're working, you're going 50-50, you're raising the children, and you tell a man, well, this is too much for me. If that man doesn't sit here and say, you want to know what, let me go get a second job, let me go look for something, that way you can maybe drop down to part time, or maybe you don't have to work anymore because I don't want you stressed out. If you don't like your job and you hate your job and it's making you unhappy, you can quit your job and I'll hold everything down until you find another job. If he is not giving you a solution in order to make you happy and you're telling him you're not happy, you're not with a good man. Point blank, period. When men are trying to tell you, endure, just put up with it, just deal with it, that's how life is, you're with a horrible man. You're with a man that's going to ruin your life. You are with a self hating man. Because the reason why he's telling you to do that is because that's what he's had to do his whole entire life. That's what most men do their whole entire life. This is why they're constantly telling women, your marriage isn't about happiness. They're projecting. They're telling you that marriage isn't about happiness because they're already not happy. So they don't want you to be happy because they're not happy. They already know that them getting married isn't going to make them more happy. Marriage is sold to women and men completely different. For a woman, your wedding day is supposed to be the happiest day of your life. For a man, that's when his life is over. He's going to be the love of your life. You're his ball and chain. Marriage is not marketed to men and women the same way. It's been marketed to men to be this horrible thing that they just must do. My white female friends have nannies, cook, cleaners. They not doing none of that crap. Women of color act like slaves. Women that are, I mean, typically white women, especially when they are very upper echelon, they live in like nice areas and things like that. Yeah, they're not doing any of that. They're not cooking, they're not cleaning. The husbands already understand. No, like, if I want you pretty, I want you relaxed, I want your life simple. That's how a man should be talking to you. If a man is not talking to you saying that I want your life easier, I want to make sure that you stay pretty, what is your regimen? I want to make sure you stay on top of that. Those are men that actually care about you because he understands an actual woman. And this is why I always say a lot of these men want to be with a man. Any man telling you you need to endure, your happiness doesn't matter. You want to be with a man. Because any man that actually understands the feminine, any man that actually understands women, understands that women don't do well under pressure. Women don't do well under stress. We're not men. My sister has a nanny for the kids, and her mother in law does the cooking daily. Oh, nice. I know. I used to do cleaning part time while doing marketing full time. Yeah. Someone had actually tagged me in a video. It was like this country guy, and he said, my wife doesn't work, and my son, I've preached it to my son that when he gets married, his wife shouldn't work. You want to know what this old man said? This old man said, a woman should have daylight hours. She should have daylight hours where she can relax and she can soak in the tub so she don't get all them wrinkles. That's exactly what he said. She should have daylight hours where she can relax, soak in the tub so she don't get all them wrinkles. A real man just wants you to be feminine and relaxed and rested. I'm Somali American. Women in Somalia can't move out before getting married. Many see marriage as a form of liberation from their oppressive parents, not realizing he's oppressive too, probably worse. Well, yeah, because you think of it like this: if you can't leave the house, if you can't move out before getting married, essentially you're being sold. I mean, when you really think about it, essentially you're being sold. Good thing for the wifey, you can work from home these days. But yeah, these men talking about, oh, well, my mom used to work 3 jobs and she raised 7 kids and she still had food on the table and the house was clean. Listen, go be with your mama then. Go date your mama then because she was forced to do that. And if she wasn't forced to do that, she was stupid for doing it. Okay. So for the last part, this is how you're going to break free from a narcissist and deep recovery and rewiring your brain. So this was everything that I did. This is everything that I did in order to recover from a narcissist. Okay. This isn't just like you moving on. Okay. After you deal with a narcissist, the breakup narcissist, it's on a whole nother level. Okay. It ain't like those high school breakups. After dealing with a narcissist, those little high school breakups, oh my God, those are like, that's nothing compared to what it is when you're breaking up with a narcissist. That's like snapping your fingers when you have like the young love relationships. So it's more than just like moving on. You really do have to retrain and rewire your mind and your body in order to feel safe again. So the number one thing that you have to do is you have to go no contact, okay? If you have children, it this is the reason why I really really urge you to pay attention to who you're dealing with and really pay attention to these signs early because one of the worst things and thankfully I haven't had to live through it, but I feel like for me one of the worst things as a woman when it comes to who you've tied yourself with is to have had a child with a narcissist. That sounds like hell on earth to any women who have been with a narcissist and you had a child with a narcissist. Jesus, I commend you. What are the likes at? Please hit the like button, guys. Please thumbs up. Please thumbs up. We got 151 people in here. So we at least need to be at like 130, 140 likes. Because I can't see the likes. Not on here. You know what? I'm gonna start it will probably do it in the background though. So I probably won't be able to do it. Can I watch my own live? Let me see. It's at 112. I opened it up. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. No, that's views. The views are at 155. So that's how many people are watching. Likes are the thumbs up. So hit the thumb. There's like a little thumb. Hell, I just liked it myself. I love your laugh. Thank you. Oh, it's at 147. Hold on, let me refresh. Cause last time, no, it ain't at no 147. It's at 116. See, I'm so glad I have it open now because y'all was trying to see. Because last time someone did that too, I was like, let's get the likes up. And someone was like, oh, it's at I needed it at like 100. And they're like, oh, it's at 100. And someone was like, quit lying. It's only at whatever, whatever. Not y'all lying. Come on now. Right. Waterfall. That's how many people are viewing. It's not the likes. Y'all, though, views are not likes. View, there's views and then there's likes. So the likes is where the thumb is. All right, we'll keep going. You deserve so much more viewers. You are like Shira, but you are so sweet. Aw, thank you. Appreciate it. No, we're good. That's good enough now. I just try to do it within its range where it's like at least like 20 shy because usually as the live goes on, I'm gonna it's gonna like simmer down anyway because it gets late. Um and that's fine. The views are always gonna fluctuate during the live stream. That's just normal. That's on any platform. Um, okay, so no contact. Okay, that has to be the first thing that you do. If you have a child, obviously you cannot go no contact. But if you do have a child with a narcissist, it can only be about the child. And from what I have seen, from what I have witnessed, when you've had a child with a narcissist and you keep it strictly about the children, men hate this. They absolutely hate it because their plan didn't work. Their plan didn't work. They're like, damn, she only want to talk about the child. She's not dumb enough anymore to not look past my manipulative tactics to try to get her like come over and talk or you know have me come over and pick up the child and not us go to our usual meetup location. You damn skippy. You damn skippy. No meetups. No meetups at the crib to pick up no children. Y'all need to have an open location where y'all give off the children. None of that. Um, but if you didn't have a child with a narcissist, um, you can go full on no contact. Okay, no contact isn't about spite. It's just rewiring your brain. Sugar gives off dopamine. Social media gives off dopamine. Sex gives off dopamine. Nicotine gives off dopamine. In order for you to get rid of your sugar addiction, you gotta quit eating sugar, don't you? You can't not get rid of your sugar addiction and keep eating sugar. You're gonna have to cut it out. You can't heal in the same environment where someone has been harming you. So you cannot have yourself on their social media texting them. Because we have people saved in our phone as contacts. Y'all want to know what I do so that way I cannot text the person at all. I don't remember people's numbers by heart. I highly doubt people still do that. This is what I like to do. I block them first and then I delete the number out my phone. Cuz I don't remember their number. I don't remember their number anymore. I won't be able to remember their number anymore. And I block people like that. So eventually, once I block other people, their number falls in line with all the other numbers. I don't know whose number is who. So that's what I do. And then I block them on social media. No hard feelings. However, eh, I have to block them. And I have so much pride that once I block a person, especially on social media, I have so much pride that it's going to be very, very rare that I will block a person and then send them a request. So, always no contact. You got to block them on everything. Okay, you can't be going on their social media, checking to see if they out with another girl, they out with the boys, stuff like that. Because guess what? What if you go on? What if y'all are broken up and you go on his social media and then you see him out with another girl? Now you're really about to crash out. Now you're really about to crash out because now you done got something now to fuel up your addiction to him again. Oh my God, he's with a new girl now. Oh my gosh, I can't believe him. Da, da, da. I love that. I wish iPhone had a feature that shows the reaction of someone who has been blocked unannounced. Me too. I wish it took a screenshot as soon as they read your text message. You know how it can come up red? They need to have screenshot, and then you get the picture. Damn, Android has a block folder. Exactly. I live out of sight, out of mind. I feel like on a psychological level, that's how everybody is. When you don't see someone, you no longer think of them. And here, this is the thing. For about a month, I would say about 4 to 6 weeks. If you was with each other for a long time, I say 8 weeks. When you're doing no contact, baby, it's gonna be hard. Okay, it's gonna be hard. My biggest thing is you got to get rid of anything that reminds you of them. I've burned photos, I've burned clothes. I've done a whole purging thing. I mean, honestly, you can even do a cord cutting ceremony. Okay, I actually really do encourage you to do cord cutting once you go no contact, because it's very helpful. But yeah, for your no contact, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard because you had a dopamine rush whenever you would see this person or contact them. So it'll be a little bit hard at first, but you gotta stay strong. You gotta like keep a streak. I just always would take it one day at a time. So I'd be like, okay, day one, okay, I got through day one. And I just would always tell myself, like, all I have to do is get through 24 hours. And one thing about me, like when I was recovering from my narc, listen, I can't text nobody when I'm sleeping. So I would do as many things I could as to keep me busy. And then when I didn't want to be busy no more, child, I just would sleep all the time. It ain't the best way to cope, but when you sleep and you ain't thinking. You ain't thinking of nobody when you sleeping. I don't even want him, but don't want him to move on. Yeah, that'd be the worst part. But you know what? Honestly, it's horrible as it is. I like to think of it like this. He already ruined your life. It's time for him to go ruin somebody else's. That's what I would always tell myself. He ruined your life already for the time being. It's time for a new victim. You did your due diligence, okay? You did it already. It's time for him to go deal with somebody else now. He can go be somebody else's problem. I have done cord cutting meditations. Perhaps you can lead us through on someday. Oh yeah, that would be cool. Is this an awkward thing? But if someone leaves me and finds a new girl, I become uninterested. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I look at it like this. The biggest lie that women tell themselves when it comes to a man moving on is that she's getting a different version, she's getting a better version of this man. That's usually what women are telling themselves. That's not the truth. You're projecting. That's what you're doing. You're projecting positive qualities on someone that didn't exist because you're trying to give yourself an excuse to still want them. I'll say it one more time. It's a projection. You are projecting positive qualities on this person to try to convince yourself to still want to deal with this person. It's not real. They're not a good person. And there's nothing that you did to make them be a bad person. They are a bad person on their own, with their own free will, with their own decisions. So it has nothing to do with you. They're still going to be a shitty bad person using their own free will with the next woman and the next woman. All they're going to do different is just use the things that you said that you like. Men are not original thinkers. Always remember this. Men are not original thinkers. They siphon energy from women. And one of the ways that a man will siphon energy from a woman is to take bits and pieces of her personality and extract it from her and make that a part of his personality. So I was with a narcissist. My narcissist did not work out. My narcissist was still fit, but he did not work out. I never stopped working out for him, and he would try to find any little way to make it harder for me to work out. I would tell him I would go to the gym. He would try to call me. He lived in the city. He had no car. So he would be like, oh, well, can you pick me up? Because I ended up working in the city near him where his job was. He'd be like, oh, well, pick me up from the city. Well, he would know that I would go work out after work when I would be back in Indiana. And so he figured I would stop working out. Nope. My ass woke up before work and still went to go work out. You ain't finna stop shit. You ain't finna stop shit. I don't care what you try to do. I'm gonna go work out. We broke up. Guess who he ended up dating, and guess what he started doing. He got with a personal trainer, and then he started working out. That's how unoriginal they are. So please don't think that you're getting better treatment. It's just men don't have a personality. They don't have any sense of hobbies or specialties or creativity. They can only take that from women. So never take it as, well, I was with him for 5 years and I wanted a ring and he married this girl within 6 months. Yeah, he married her within 6 months because he just made that a part of his personality. Oh, well, I want to get married now. I want to go get married now all of a sudden. They have the Y chromosome. Okay, mentally they a little slow. Okay, they're not a complete. They don't have two complete X's like we do. Okay, that's the reason why we mature faster. That's the reason why we're less violent. We're more communal. We give back to the community. And this is even seen statistically, even through our finances. Women contribute, even though we earn less money, we actually contribute more of our money back into society as opposed to men. Men make more money and they hoard it all. And it's obvious that they hoard it all because look at capitalism. Two billionaires can eradicate homelessness. And they're greedy. They have billions and billions and billions of dollars and they don't want to give it to anybody. Greedy. Then they try to put you in competition with other women as well. That's an ick for me. Yep. Whenever you with a man and a man lifts you up while simultaneously talking down on a group of women, he's a horrible man. And you should no longer talk to him. You can love someone loud without downing another person. Like, no. So, no contact. That's the first thing. And then the second thing, you have to heal your nervous system. So, I really liked my therapist because my therapist is a holistic therapist. So, she had me meditate. I like the app Insight Timer because they have all different type of meditations. You could do meditations for work. You can do meditations for stress, anxiety, depression. They have all different types of meditations. And it's a free app. You can just give a donation to whoever, guided the meditation, or you can just do it without it being guided. And you can like pick like what sound you want and like the little timer sound. But I like insight timer for meditation. Meditating is hard at first because you breathe. So you have all of your you have all of your things that fire off, like your autonomic nervous system, your subconscious things that you do, like breathing. And so when you're meditating, you're consciously breathing and you have thoughts, and our brains are always racing. So meditating is really hard at first. I honestly think I started off at like 2 minutes, and then I worked my way up to 5 and then 7. um, I got to get back to meditating again, to be honest. Um, but I am proud of myself because this morning I'm doing a thing where when I wake up out of bed, I don't check my phone right away. I have to read 10 pages of a book before I look at my phone. So that's a new habit that I just started in order to rewire my brain and to start the day off better. Okay, next. You can do things to reset your dopamine, such as taking cold showers. Well, you don't have to do it for the whole shower, but like you could just like set a timer for like 30 seconds or a minute. Um just to kind of reset your dopamine. I cannot wait till I'm back in the Midwest so I can go to my other gym, because we have like a sauna. We have like I don't know if you all are familiar with Hot Works, but Hot Works has like the little sauna, and you can do like exercises in the room while it's like hot. So you could do like hot yoga or a rowing machine or a spin bike in the sauna. But they also have a cold plunge, and they also have like an infrared sauna as well. I can't wait to use the cold plunge. I cannot wait. Once I'm back in the Midwest, child, my self-care is going to be on a whole nother level. I can't wait. Oh, okay. I already said mindfulness and meditation in order to gain control of your thoughts. The biggest thing when it comes to you healing your nervous system is being able to monitor your emotions and to be able to directly tell yourself what emotion you are feeling. So, you might hear a song, and it might be a song that it was y'all song, or it was a song that y'all liked or whatever. And so you can hear the song and be like, well, shit, I'm sad because it was our song. That's normal. And another thing too, I hate listening to sad songs when I'm like with a breakup. I don't listen to no sad songs. I can't do it. I don't watch no sad movies. If it's like a breakup or whatever, listen, I'm probably listening to some hard music, okay? Like I don't listen to rap a whole lot unless I'm in the mood for it just when I'm working out. But usually I I literally will work out to R&B or like a podcast. But yeah, I like to after a breakup, recovering from a narc, it's all fuck you music, okay? It is. It's all fuck you music after a breakup. I don't have time to be crying and all that other stuff. They made me cry in the relationship. You think I'm gonna cry when I'm out the relationship? Hell no. All right. So yeah, pretty much regulating your body so that way it's not in fight or flight mode. The next thing, get out the house. Go hang out with people, okay? If you were one of those girlies who abandoned the friend group for the narcissist, you better hope your friend group is still there. That's the first thing. Cause some of y'all, you wouldn't have no friend group to come back to. The way some of these women be neglecting their homegirls for a man. Hang out with your friends, that song by Usher. You don't have to call. I love that song because he was like, bitch, I don't care. I'm going out. I'm going out tonight. Okay. I'm not, nope. You cool. I'm good on you. That's what the song is about. Go out and party with your friends. Go out and drink and yap with your friends. Put on a cute outfit. Have your makeup done. Put your clothes on. Get cute and go out. Don't be a couch potato After the first week staying in the house, not doing anything, go hang out with your family. Girl, I only have one close friend, but usually after breakups, before I had met my best friend, I would always hang out with my family. I would always hang out with my family, my mom, my dad, my cousins. I love hanging out with my family, especially my nephews and niece. Little kids are so innocent and bring joy to. Yes. Yep, if you don't have girlfriends and, you have a pretty good family dynamic and you're close to your family, after dealing with a narcissist, I would definitely be dealing with family. And guess what? Let's say you don't have a good family dynamic, you don't have any friends. Um, Go do community service. Go help at a women's shelter. Go help at a homeless shelter. Go to the Humane Society. Because I've also done that. I had a really bad breakup one time, and guess what? I volunteered at the Humane Society and I helped feed the dogs and walk the dogs and do all that stuff. Can't wait to meet my soul tribe. I know it'll come soon. Yeah, it always does. And it'll come at the right time when you least expect it to. But I do agree. The women can be a little women can be a little interesting. They could be a little interesting. I am obsessed with these earrings. I just love these earrings so much. They're so pretty. I'm glad I bought them. You can't see it, but it's a little, oh yeah, you can. It's a little seashell. What else are on these? I guess like maybe a little, I don't know, crystal thing. Sorry. All right, let me get focused again. My ADHD just kicked in. Okay, so the next thing is to rebuild your self identity. So we already talked about this. We already talked about how when you are dealing with a narcissist, essentially your self identity has been stripped away because you were groomed and you were conditioned to do everything that he wanted you to do. You abandoned your own interests, you abandoned your own personality in order to keep him comfortable. And so you have to regain and become the person you used to be before you got involved with the narcissist. And so another thing that my therapist had recommended to me, which I started doing, was journaling. Okay, journaling is very important. There's journaling prompts all over the place. Pinterest, Google, there's apps. I would use the app I Am. I really, really like that app because they have different categories of affirmations. And you can do affirmations such as I am worthy, I am strong, I am whole alone, um, I deserve unconditional love, love flows all around me. They on I am, they literally have a section on the app where they have like a breakup recovery section of affirmations. That's the reason why I like I am. Or you can just type it in. Affirmations post breakup. Affirmations dealing with a narcissist. I promise you. They'll all pop up. The next thing, rediscover your hobbies that you abandoned. Think of who you were before you were with the narcissist. You know, one woman mentioned, she would always, play in makeup and stuff before she got with whoever it was that she was with. And so she's slowly returning to, putting on her makeup, getting all that stuff done. Think of who you are or who you were before you dealt with the narcissist, and then slowly do those things again. And then the last thing is to prioritize self trust. The narcissist he gaslit you out of reality. And so it's very hard at this point for you to decipher what is real and what's not real. And you get to the point where you don't trust yourself anymore, because you've been relying on trusting this man who has been altering your reality. So you have to prioritize trusting yourself. You know what you're doing. You're smart. You're pretty. You're confident. You're good at what you do. So every time he would say, "Oh, well, you're stupid or you're ugly," turn it around and say the complete opposite. I'm smart. I'm beautiful. Turn every negative thing he would say, flip it into it being positive. That way, that way you won't be in a predicament where a narcissist will question yourself, because honestly, these men's self-esteem is very low. And so a lot of men are on a mission to make your self-esteem low as well. And so this is when they'll criticize you and start calling you all types of things. Hey, Coral. Journaling prompts are amazing. Like, honestly, journaling prompts are amazing. And like I said, I'm going to be starting a journaling club on Patreon. I am going to do a survey first to see if people would be interested in joining the journaling club, because I want us to have more interaction outside of YouTube. Um so, like, especially all the women that are always in here, like Ivy, Coral, um, Davina, like all the people that I normally like see too. I feel like that'll be really good for you ladies, especially when you're always in the chat. So if you are, I'm gonna do a poll where we can see how people feel about a journaling club and then also a book club. Do you believe in attachment theory, attachment styles, etc.? Um, to a certain degree. I believe attachment styles exist? Yes. Do I believe that attachment styles are actually reflective of the real world? No. Um, so like for instance, right, you have avoidant, the big three, before you start getting into all the intricacies of kind of like combining them and stuff like that. um Avoidant attachment, anxious attachment, and then secure attachment. There can't be a such thing as secure attachment, because in order for you to be securely attached, that means that everyone else in the world, or because they have like a study and they say that like 50 per this is the thing that I was questioning, because I've read the book Attached. That's like the main book that talks about attachment theory, and they make you do a quiz or whatever. And so in that book, I think the percentage is saying that like 50% of the population is secure. No, the fuck they're not. 50% of the population is not securely attached. Probably 10% of the world is probably securely attached. Securely attached. Most men are avoidant, most women are anxious. And the thing that I don't like about attachment theory is that it doesn't consider socialization. It doesn't consider socialization between the genders at all. If men are not taught to process their emotions, of course they're going to be they're going to be avoidant. I feel as though most men are avoidant. They've been conditioned to have avoidant attachment style. Women are conditioned to have more of an anxious attachment style. And then you kind of just you chew the meat, you spit out the bones based off of people's situation. I grew up the only child. I have more of an avoidant personality. I have more of an avoidant attachment style, just naturally. I'm only attached to money. The man is just attached to it. Exactly. Exactly. So do I believe in it? Yeah. But do I really put any like deep thought into it as far as like on a psychoanalytical level? No. No. Have you heard of Dr. Ramani Dervozala? Watching her videos helped me a lot when I divorced my Yes, I have watched hers. There's another man who he's Indian and he does narcissistic work too. I didn't the thing about it was that I didn't discover any of these people on YouTube until after, like way after I recovered from my narcissist. I left my narcissist back in 2019. And girl, I ain't been with a narcissist since. I was one and done. Okay. I did that dance with the devil once and I ain't never danced with the devil since. That's one thing about me, baby. That's one thing about me. I ain't repeating the same mistake twice. I ain't doing it. I pride myself. Nope. Mm-mm. Nope. If I'm hard headed, I'll learn a lesson twice. But when I'm really paying attention, you only got to show me once. Her eyes are crazy. That's why I don't really watch her. I can't remember the name of the Indian guy. I like his content better. And he makes it like more fun and more funny. Sovereign, I'm legit curious if my male POS stalkers contacted you via YouTube within the last few weeks because I watch your channel. I don't know, girl. Maybe. For real, I can tell them from 10 minutes and yeah, once you honestly, like, once you really study, like, narcissists and you kinda study their behavior, it's very easy for you to pick up on the things that they do. Like, honestly, if you're a woman who is actively on a dating app and you are not blocking, multiple men throughout the day, you're not vetting although I don't believe in vetting, I'm just using the term vetting. If you're on the dating app, like, for real, chatting with men, and you aren't blocking several men, you're doing it wrong. If you're really, because here's the thing, men want women more than women want men. So, especially on things like dating apps, you have a large pool of men, a very large pool of men. If you are having conversations with multiple men and you ain't constantly blocking, rotating through these men, you are taking it too easy. You're missing a lot of red flags. Dr. Ramani is very sensationalist. Narcs are simple. They are manipulative and use tactics like Darvo and have flying monkeys. Yep. Your body tells you, you have to listen to what it's telling you, like something ain't right here. Yes, and also using critical thinking. A big issue is that, you know, a lot of us don't want to critically think, and the reason being is because for a lot of women, they'll be so desperate that they'll have the feeling and then they don't want to pause and critically think. Like, for instance, um if you're following me on Patreon, you already know what I'm on Patreon, okay? I'm on my sprinkle on Patreon, okay? Honestly, just for the fun of it, okay? Like, I just kind of I don't know, I just feel like kind of dealing with men for money right now, you know what I'm saying? And so for instance, I was on one of those apps, and this guy had asked me, he said, what is your living situation like? And this was the first time we ever had a conversation. We chatted back and forth a couple times, but he asked me, what is your living situation like? And so before I responded, I asked myself, why would he ask such a thing? And so then I thought about it and I said, okay, so he's probably asking me for a couple different reasons. He is probably asking because A, he probably wants to see if, like, because we're in the city, he probably wants to see if I live in a nice place, to see if he won't have to give me a whole lot of money, to see if I don't live in, like, if I don't have a good living situation, that way he can leverage the fact that he has money over me. And so guess what I did? I didn't even block him. I just gave him the most vague response ever. I was like, "Oh, my living situation." I was like, "Well, I value beauty and I value a lot of luxury, and so my living situation is one where I am fully taken care of." He never responded. He never fucking responded because he thought I was stupid. And he thought I was gonna be like, oh yeah, I live in this town, I live alone, I live in a high rise, or I live in this, I live in that. Women who don't know how to play the game, that's how they would have answered that question. Women that don't know how to play the game would have been like, "Oh yeah, I live in an apartment. I have two roommates." Like, no, no, all wrong. You don't answer questions like that. You got to think why the fuck they would be asking you such a thing. Why would a man want to know what your living situation is like? How would that and because they're asking for your benefit. When I was on that Shira page on Facebook, I forgot what the post was in regards to. Oh, I had talked about signs of a dusty. And one of the things that I said for the signs of a dusty is that he's going to ask you what your profession is. And so one of the girls had commented and she was like, "Well, Shira said that you should have your own, and them knowing your profession says a lot about a person." And I said, "Shira said you should get your own. She ain't never tell you to tell a man that you got your own." And we got to remember the average people read at a 6th grade level. Thank you for joining my Patreon. I appreciate you. Most people read at a 6th grade level. Shira ain't never say have your own and tell a man you got your own and brag about what profession you do. And she's talking about so, oh well, it says a lot about a person. And I said that only works if you're a woman talking to a woman. Men don't ask you questions out of interest. Men ask you questions based off of gaining information in order for them to get what they want out of you. Men are never asking you a question out of pure interest. They don't want to be on the date hearing you talk anyway. They really don't. So you always have to ask yourself don't be quick to respond. Do not be quick to respond. Be okay with being silent and thinking about how you're going to answer the question, because they're asking you these questions for a specific reason. And the best way that you can answer these questions is by being very vague. You never ask a question. You never answer a question directly. You always answer a question vaguely. Oh, yeah. And you could tell on that Facebook page, I'm like, oh my gosh, these people are slow. These people are slow. Like, it'll be a Pookie and Ray Ray. It'll be a Pookie and Ray Ray. It'll be a man. They'll screenshot and it'll be like, the man's name will be like, Stunna Gunna 364 Weed Man. That'll be the name, and they'll be like, so is this a provider? He said that he's gonna like fly me out and give me $10,000. He's a provider, right? I'd be so done with those posts. I'd be so done with those posts on there. I'm like, in what world would a man name being Stunna gonna want a 304 Weed Man? I'm just making this up. In what world would this man have $10,000 and gonna fly you out? Like, come on, be judgmental for once. Women are not judgmental enough at all. Women do not ever want to be judgmental of men at all. Like, no, with a name like that, how they dress, how they look, you need to be judgmental. They ruin the Facebook group. I just go there for the ebooks, right? The desperation alone is giving me the ick. I'm like, "What the hell?" I'm like, "Why are you dealing why are you even giving this type of man the time of day? Why was this man even able to get a reply from you in the first place? Because if I'm seeing a man with any of them type of names, he's dressing like them. Any hood dude, any hood dude is never getting a response out of me. Point blank, period. A hood dude, hell no. No. Those are the men. They're gonna stick their fingers in you and they're gonna have weed residue underneath their goddamn nails. Okay. Their pants are gonna be sagging because they got three different firearms in the back of their goddamn pants. The bumper gonna be hanging off the back of their car because they don't know how to drive. They be in the like no. No. And then you gonna hear them from down the street. Boom, 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 boom. The bass, the 808s in the goddamn trunk rattling. Oh no. Mm-mm. got his little joint. Yeah. I didn't get the shoes that I wanted. Not yet. Not yet. I think fingers crossed, even if I don't get those Sophia Webster shoes, I think I'm playing the long game with this one potential. We're gonna see. I think I got him hooked enough. We're gonna see. Um, but some man is gonna get me those shoes. I'm telling you. And then he gonna be like, look, he gonna be boom, 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 and he gonna look. Well, he driving like this. Wait, let me get in character. He gonna and then he gonna look in the rear view. Oh, it's the popo. Oh, wait, hold my pew pew. Yeah, I need to see. That's why I like you. You my little ride or die. And these are the men that women are asking about that are providers. I would be like, child, even Stevie Wonder could see that these men ain't no goddamn providers. And you over here trying to figure them out to see if they are providers. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Mm-mm. And he drive a boosted track car. Girl, listen. Okay. Um, let's watch these videos, okay? Because you know, there is actually the other Indian guy that talks about narcissists. He actually touched on this. I don't have his video, but when it comes to narcissists, I feel like most narcissists are down low, just keeping it real. Um, and I'm gonna show y'all these videos because all of these men are narcissists, and all of them they a little, So let's go in ahead and I don't know. I'm a firm believer that these narcissists they gay as hell. Okay, so the thing that's really funny, my narc used to do this same exact shit. He would wear the same robe, the same red motherfucking robe, and do the same exact shit. Music blasting. I would have to like cuss his ass out to get him to cut the music off. But let's watch this.
Can you please turn that down? Miles? I'm trying to recover from the accident I had last night. Can you please turn that down? Can you please turn the music down?
I'll turn it down again.
Miles, you know what you're doing. You had the music in the bathroom.
He claimed he turned it down the first time. He claimed he turned down the first time, which he didn't. And then he's walking back saying that he's turning it down, and then he's still not fucking turning it down. Classic narcissist. Classic narcissist. And look at the way that his hips are swaying back and forth in that goddamn robe.
And you brought it on here. You brought it out here intentionally.
I'm gonna smoke.
In the
I have a correlation with men that smoke weed. I can't do it. Every single man that I dealt with, if they ever had smoked that shit, something was wrong with them. They were running away from something, and it was usually bisexuality, like this man. They have to stay high in the clouds for them to forget about the fact that they want to get bent over by a man. That's why they want to stay high all the time.
apartment.
Do what you gotta do.
Oh, well, now I have proof of you smoking in the apartment. We're not supposed to be smoking in the apartment.
Do whatever you would like with that, Kathy.
Can you
If
please
get
turn the
us kicked
music
out,
down?
That's fine. You're not doing
Miles.
anything here.
Miles,
So,
can you please turn the
living here
music
for free,
down?
the one
Can you
responsibility
please turn
you
the
had,
music down?
you are now not doing.
Miles,
So,
can you please turn the
respectfully,
music down?
I'm gonna do what I want in my apartment.
I am trying to recover from the
Go to
accident I
Milana's
had
room.
last
Go to
night.
Milana's room and recover, please. I'm enjoying my afternoon.
Miles, you were just in the bathroom and then
And I'm
you
gonna smoke.
intentionally
And I'm
came
gonna
out
smoke.
here. Okay.
Leave me alone.
You came out here.
I know, so smoke.
You were just about to take a shower and you brought your music out here and started.
Invading your fucking privacy, invading your privacy constantly. He wasn't even thinking about her ass out in the living room. He could have, I mean, he shouldn't be smoking in there anyway. He got a whole bedroom he could have smoked in. But you want to invade her privacy. The woman clearly just said that she just got into a car accident that she's recovering from. And you bring your loud ass music in the living room. And then, oh, you're right. Sorry. I got to mention a trigger warning because, yes, all of these are going to be triggering. Actually, there's actually a third one too that I have to show. It's probably the most triggering one of all of them. Hold on. I forgot to send it. Hold on. Let me add this to the folder so we can watch that too. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay.
Blaring it on purpose. It's okay. I'm recording everything so I have proof.
Yeah, you have
Miles.
40,000 videos of proof. 40,000.
I'm gonna go. Thank you. Gonna sit in here.
Imagine getting kicked out of your own living room because that's essentially what just happened. He pretty much kicked her out of her own living room. The place that she's in recovering from an accident when he should be smoking outside. And to make it even worse, he's smoking by the goddamn door. That's how you know that he's intentionally fucking with her. You literally have 3 steps in front of you to smoke that shit outside, and you are going to bring that in the living room and smoke it right by the door where you should be smoking it outside. These men are not stupid. Everything about this is 100% intentional.
Until he is done.
So she has multiple documentations of this guy. So we are going to this is the same man of a situation of him being narcissist, and then a person stitched this video siding with the man. And then this creator's name, I believe, is Gabriella on TikTok. And then she ended up having to stitch the other creator's video to pretty much dismantle, because like most narcissists, this narcissist is trying to make it seem as if he is a provider and he's paying all the bills, and so because he's paying all the bills, she's a piece of shit and she's lazy. Essentially, that's pretty much the narrative that he is trying to set on this next video. So let's watch it.
I need to move my furniture. I will take the things out of there.
You moved your furniture already. So
Yeah, I moved my furniture. I will touch my things. Do not touch
apartment, and I can organize it in my way, respectfully. You do not pay rent. You do not pay electricity. You don't have a job. You don't do anything here, respectfully. The one responsibility you did have was the electric bill. You didn't want to pay that. You said you didn't have money.
my things.
Okay, this is what it looks like to be in a relationship with a narcissist, not even a month after having just buried your brother.
Do not touch
It is not his apartment. I paid the deposit and towards first month's rent. I'm on the lease up until I lost my job 3 weeks after my brother was killed. I paid towards the rent, paid utilities, paid for household essentials because I was making more money than him. This is exactly what my ex did, my narcissist did. I didn't even live with him. I didn't even fucking live with him. I literally would drive an hour to his house. He lived in the city, had no car. So I drove to his place and I would only stay there for the weekend. And he would always try to make it seem as if this is my house. You're living in my house. And it's like, bro, I'm not living here. I'm not freaking living here. And then you have the audacity to ask me to loan you $1,600, which is for your rent. And then I loan it because he did pay me back. But I loan it to you. And then when you argue with me and I call you a broke ass Dusty that can't afford his rent, then he's like, I didn't need that $1,600 for rent. And it's like, okay, well, then what else did you need the $1,600 for? Because you clearly didn't need it for a fucking car. Clearly didn't need it for a fucking car. You're in my house, bro. I'm here 2 days out the fucking week. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Men will literally give you a corner. Men will literally give you a corner in their place and be like, this is my house. You're living in my house. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I can organize it in my way, respectfully. You do not pay rent. You do not pay electricity. You don't have a job. You don't do anything here, respectfully. The one responsibility you did.
I hate that respectfully shit. Like when you have to say something and then add respectfully on it, you already know you're being disrespectful. Not JD Vance. I dated a man that reminded me of JD Vance. He made my skin crawl. Was he wearing eyeliner, girl? Is that why he reminded you of JD Vance? He had on that eyeliner.
Was there the electric bill? You didn't want to pay that. You said you didn't have money, but you have money to go out and eat instead of get groceries for the house.
The only reason I didn't have money for the electric bill was because, again, I lost my job unexpectedly and I didn't even have the luxury of mourning my brother because I had to look for a new job and deal with this hooligan. He felt some type of way because I took my daughter out for lunch. That would be the last time he found me at his house. My ex tried doing that bullshit with food. I never ate food at his home again. Girl, as soon as he started trying to leverage his house, as soon as he started trying to leverage his place, to me, yeah, the relation. I got my own place immediately after, and my place was way fucking better than his place. Way fucking better than his place. See, like a few months into us being together, I wasn't at his house very often, and so he had a roommate, and then his roommate ended up leaving, and he couldn't find another roommate. So his rent went from $800 to $1,600, and he wasn't making enough, and I was earning more than him, just like this woman here.
Yes, I have money to get food for my child and I to eat. Yes, you're absolutely
and not
correct.
For the house, and also for the
there is food in the house. Let's go take a look.
And then she's doing exactly what I told you, ladies, what you feel like you have to do when you're dealing with a narcissist. You have to start recording. The reason why she got to this point was because this man has been gaslighting her so horribly. And so she's gotten now to the point where she was like, I know I'm not crazy. I cannot be crazy. I have to start documenting this shit because he's been gaslighting her. That's why she's doing this. That's why she's recording all of these encounters.
There is food, actually a fridge full of food. A fridge full of food. So there's eggs. You could easily cook yourself some breakfast. There's actually Mexican pizza that I made here fresh. Yeah, but you didn't touch it the entire time it was here because you order Wingstop and you get fast food every single night. There's also fresh strawberries down here that you could eat. There's bread. There's lunch meat. You could make a sandwich. Yeah. And then what do we have in the freezer? Oh, big bottle of tequila. There's rice. I mean, there is food. There is food in the house. So
did he just say a 2-week-old bottle of tequila? 2-week-old bottle of tequila. That's the other thing about the narcissist. They will say anything just to talk, even if it's irrelevant. Like, they don't care what y'all will be arguing and they'll be like, the sky is blue today. The sky is blue today. And you're over here finding things to argue about and the sky is blue today.
for you to say that my job is to provide food and I haven't provided food. Hold on, the pantry, there's also a pantry full of food. Yeah, my baking things are right there.
And if you noticed, she started recording this stuff when she's vulnerable. She had the car accident, so she's vulnerable. She lost her job, so she's vulnerable. This is no different from when men cheat on women when they're pregnant, abuse women when they're pregnant. He's taking advantage of the fact that she is in a vulnerable situation. Because she has to save up money at this point. She's been out of a job for 3 weeks. And so she's not making any money, obviously, to leave, and she has a child. So she's not in a financial predicament to be able to up and leave. And so he's taking advantage of this, and he's taking advantage of the fact that her brother died. He is taking advantage of this to abuse her, to emotionally and mentally abuse her.
On the top, there's cereal, there is pancake mix, there is popcorn to snack on. That pancake mix has been there for a year. I bought you a box.
See, the fuck does that have to do? That pancake mix has been there for a year. We'll just say anything. We'll just say any goddamn thing just to say it. And it's not even relevant to what she's talking about. Like, my Lord.
Of Ritz crackers that you have eaten.
Thank you. Yeah.
There's plenty in there.
Oh,
plenty in there.
Plenty in there, yeah, but you still eat out.
I'm going to go in my daughter's room.
Look at this fake ass Drake. Look at this fake ass Drake.
I would like you to leave me alone, please.
Ew. Like, oh my God. This guy is so ugly. This guy is Dusty Central. Like, Dusty Central. Interesting. Child, go be with the man you want to be with, please. Please go be with the man that you want to go be with. Please. Now, let's look at what this other Dusty. Now, y'all gonna crack up when y'all hear this man start talking. Y'all gonna crack up when y'all hear this man start talking. Him and him, they made for each other. Like I said, you about to notice that all these narcissistic men, they all got something in common. They all got something in common, child.
And I can organize it in my way, respectfully. You do not pay rent. You do not pay electricity. You don't have a job. You don't do anything here, respectfully. The one responsibility you did have was the electric bill. You didn't want to pay that. You said you didn't have money, but you have money to go out and eat instead of being grocery.
What I'm about to say is not for the creator, but
what I'm about to say is not for the creator. Oh my God, gay is hell.
more about the people in the comments, because I looked in the comments, and I'm just going to be honest. And if the shoe doesn't fit, please just let it go by. But A lot of y'all are lazy. We just got to be honest and we just got to keep it real. A lot of y'all are lazy and y'all want to find reasons to just put everything on a man and y'all don't do nothing. Like, you're an adult. Be an adult. Your day that's
Be an adult. As he lays in a woman's bed. Exactly.
the kid is over with. Look at some of these comments. I hope he finds the man of his dreams.
The girls in the comments on that they saying the same shit we saying about Temu Drake.
I know 92. That's 92.
And the thing about it is that he has a girlfriend. Like, he has a girlfriend. Like, I don't understand how women could be with men that talk like this, have mannerisms like this, and not once think like you're gay. You have to be gay. Denisha Carter, the girl from TikTok, the brown skinned girl with the blue eye contacts that does the videos on TikTok monotone, she's getting exposed. She's getting exposed for sleeping with this guy. That man looked gay as hell too. That man looked gay as hell too. The women are literally conforming to the sassy man apocalypse. They taking them even if they sassy. They taking them even if they got a limp wrist. They got a high pitched voice. They don't care at this point. It's terrible out here.
1,000 miserable women right there. Because this don't even have the effect that y'all think it has. Don't even go back and forth with him. He shouldn't even be have to go back and forth with her if she just handled her responsibilities. But like I said,
If she would, he said, he sound like more of a woman than I do. If she would handle her responsibilities. Oh, Miss Netta. How's your lunch is ready?
say, let's not even talk about the creator. This is about y'all in these comments. Stop arguing with him. Just pack up and go. So every time somebody calls you out for something that you're not doing, you just want to run. That sounds about right. Girl, he hates women. He wants a man. Run. No, he just want a responsible woman. He just wants somebody to put in some effort, bro. Like, y'all just want to just be plain from Ed and Nettie. Just sit there. I divorced a narcissist. Oh, brother. Yes. Just when a man don't want you to do something, he's a narcissist. But come on, man. Y'all
Could y'all have an argument with this man and like do it without laughing? Like, comments. Like, I could not imagine arguing with a man that talks like this and me not busting out laughing. Like, I'm trying so hard. Like, if a man came up to me and approached me and his voice sounded like this, I would just start busting out laughing. Like, in order for my own safety, I would have to hold it back so hard from laughing. I would have to hold it back so hard from laughing because, child, ain't no way. Ain't no way.
women are the narcissists.
Oh, I cut him off. Okay. So now this is what we're gonna do, the follow-up on what the woman, the original poster, actually had to say.
My way, respectfully, you do not pay rent, you do not pay electricity, you
Yeah, he has a girlfriend. Hold on. Let me see if I can get on TikTok and we can go to his TikTok. Because his little picture is of him with a woman. Okay, let me see. I don't usually use the damn, y'all, shut up. I usually don't use the web-based app, so or not, yeah, I usually don't use the web-based app, so hold on. Y'all know me. I be investigating these fools. Okay, no, it's not that one. Oh, wait, I know. Hold on. Here we go. Let me go to yeah, he actually has his page is supposedly a couple's page, but I don't see anything. Oh, here's his girlfriend. Hold on, y'all. Let's look at his girlfriend. I'm getting a little bit tired of her broken promises. Okay, I haven't seen any content that they've done together. So do they just dissect it together?
Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. It's coming off of out. I'm gonna be a voice for all the men that's in the comments or all the men that don't have a voice. I'm gonna be the voice. Now listen, we don't like this. Oh, she might got attachment issues. She might got this.
Girl, blink twice if you need help. Girl, blink twice if you need help. You ain't got to live like this, girl. Please blink twice if you need help.
She might got that's not right, because if that would have been a dude doing all this type of stuff, y'all have been calling him all type of weird, all
this type of stuff. If that was a man doing all that type of stuff, like, oh my God, I can't believe that I'm listening to a man sound even sassier than I do. Like, this is crazy.
This and that. No words y'all like to use to get a rejection.
Does she talk?
But now, oh man, y'all losing.
Okay, so she doesn't even talk. Like, I was hoping she would talk. Clearly, she doesn't talk.
I hate to be
like, girl, are you being held hostage?
That person, but somebody got to say it. Listen, if you have been with that man, you to be his, we gotta grow up, because, and then y'all have on Mother's Day. Do you go up to your mom? So why? Or I'm gonna say lady.
Okay, so she must just be a paid actress, because she doesn't even fucking talk. She's a beard. She's a traditional woman. They don't talk. She's feminine and friendly. Like, girl, are you okay? Like, please blink something.
Look at this. She had like 20 cans of Pringles. What's going on? Like, hold on. Let's look at it. Like, look at these things. She
tapped him on the shoulder and he edited it out. Did y'all peep that? Did y'all peep that?
Pringles. What's going on? Like, hold on. Let's look at it.
What the fuck? Chow. And I'm sorry, you're with a man. You're supposedly with a man. I really don't believe this is a real relationship. I just feel as though he is pandering like most men that make content do. He's like, let me give me a white woman. Let me give me a white woman, so I get somebody up in these comments.
Like, look at this.
No, let me give me a white woman so I could get some people up in these comments.
These things. She probably the visual things of like ravioli and like the individual things of the macaroni. She could have just
look at how happy she looks, y'all. Look at how happy she looks. She looks so happy, y'all. This why the black men don't want us, y'all. They making these women so happy, y'all.
Got the big thing and it would have made more sense. So instead of getting those little cups, she could have got the box for $1 a piece. And but then look at all them snacks up there at the top. Look at all these cereal, chips.
Okay, that's enough. Oh my God. Boom. Ciao. I'm appalled. Not her cane. Right. She got her black cane. Girl, she's in the videos because he's pretty much using her. He's pretty much using her to gain a following. He's probably got a ton of black. He's probably got a ton of like, let me look in the comments. Who be up in the comments? Wait, not that video. Because I know on the video that he stitched, the one that we watched earlier, It was all black men in the comments. He barely has okay. He y'all, he barely got any comments anyway, so it's kind of hard for me to tell. He ain't really got he ain't really got a whole lot of comments. Okay, so let's watch the video on what the girl had to say because she ended up stitching Mr. Comments. We don't call him Mr. Comments. We Mr. Comments video because this was also fucked up because this is why I don't like male content creators at all. I despise most male content creators because they will paint whatever horrible narrative that they can of women, even though she clearly made a video talking, saying that, no, this isn't true. And like it even fucking said in the text what the situation really was. And he still stitched her video talking shit about her being lazy.
You don't have a job, you don't do anything here, respectfully.
Moved in together. I paid the deposit and the first month's rent, then contributed towards rent every month up until I unexpectedly lost my job, to which I was wrongfully terminated from, and I have proof to show that. And I had lost my job 3 weeks after I just buried my brother, which is extremely relevant because not only did I not have the...
Now, much respect to this young lady. No diss to her. But she was going 50-50. She just said it. She just said that she was going 50-50. Why? So he could spend the other 50. So he could spend the other 50% he's saving to get his little booty hole blown out. Because that's what he doing.
Ability to grieve my brother because I had to look for a new job 3 weeks after for no reason. I also had to deal with this man on top of it. I was
the reason why he's so mad about her not having a job. She can't contribute her little 50%, and so now he can't get his booty hole blown out by the guy that he paying to do it. That's why he all mad and all angry.
Provider in that relationship up until I couldn't be. I made about $56,000 a year salary. He was at 34, and I knew it.
Now wait a goddamn minute. She is making $56,000 annually, and his dumb bum busty crusty dusty ass is making $34,000. She was doing 70-30. She was doing 70-30. This is crazy. She was taking care of a Temu Drake. This man, he's making 50% less than the annual average for a man. Annual average for a man's salary is about $65,000. I think that's what it is currently. She going 70-30. She going 70-30 for a Temu gay Drake. She going 70-30 to be with Temu BBL Drizzy.
Exactly how much he was making because I was his manager. I provided a certain lifestyle for us that he really enjoyed up until I couldn't do that.
I provided a certain lifestyle for us that he really enjoyed. And I'm not dissing the big girls. I promise you I'm not dissing the big girls. I don't know. I wish I knew how she looked before they got together because she's a pretty girl in the face. She's a pretty girl in the face. But please don't be out here dating and you not physically where you want to be. Please don't. Because men that see women that don't take care of themselves, they know that those women are number one pick me. She saw BBL Drizzy and she was like, BBL Drizzy likes me? BBL Drizzy likes me? Well, then it's up, baby. What you want? What you want, boo? Where we going? Where we going? I got it. The tab on me. I'll open your door. I'll pull out your chair. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Anymore. When this video was recorded, it wasn't even 3 weeks after I had lost my job, and I have more videos on my page where he even said it hasn't even been 3 weeks, and this is what I was dealing with. So not even 3 weeks go by, he had to pay 1 month of rent, and that's how I was being talked to in our apartment. Which, by the way, the furniture that he was moving, he was not organizing. He was moving my furniture to be petty. It was a power trip for him. He thought because he paid 1 month of rent, he could do whatever the fuck he wanted, he could say whatever the fuck he wanted, and he could treat me however the fuck he wanted. That was my furniture that I brought from my home where I was established on my own years before I met this man. This was not a matter of a woman who just didn't want to be responsible and I wanted someone to take care of me. Absolutely not. Are there women like that who don't want to work, who don't want to contribute? Yeah, there are, but I am not one of those women.
I know she ain't. I know she ain't say that like that was a flex and something to be proud of. I know she ain't just say that like it was a flex and something to be proud of. Girl, get with it. Get with it. What are you doing? What are you doing? You help this man get his drizzle on. This why you don't build men up. This why you don't build. Look at what being a pick me gets you. Look at what being a pick me gets you. It gets you nowhere. It gets you nothing. And she over here bragging about not being one of those women that doesn't want to work and doesn't want to contribute. What did you get? Please tell me what was the consolation prize that you got for not being a woman that doesn't want to work and doesn't want to contribute? It don't look like you didn't get a goddamn thing.
I have been sharing my journey in my life on social media for maybe 6 years now, and there are witnesses to the fact that I've always been a strong, independent woman who was able to provide for herself. That man met a provider. He wanted to be taken care of, and that's
Now listen, I didn't listen to the whole thing. I didn't listen to the whole thing. So, child, she said he wanted a provider. He wanted someone to take care. She should have left this in the drafts. She should have left this in the drafts. She is trying to make him look so codependent and so weak, which he is. But now you over explain it to the point where you look stupid. Like you should have just no. The first video with him looking sassy in the robe was enough. We didn't have to know all this because this don't look too good. This ain't reflecting too good on you, girl. This could have been avoided.
what he got up until I couldn't do it anymore. And I am not even trying to be funny when I say this, but that man had never been established. He went from his mom's basement to somebody else's house. He hadn't had his own home. Because
Girl. I can't even fix my muscles to smile at a man knowing he lived in his mama basement. Hell no.
what single man who wants to be taken care of wouldn't want to go after a single woman and mother who he sees can provide for herself and another human being?
So why you let him? Child. Not her justifying the reason why he went after her and her still allowing it. Who wouldn't want to deal with a independent woman? She will go to how she looks. I don't feel like she's an ugly girl or anything, but her body needs work. I'm not saying that to be mean, please. Don't y'all come after me. But we do know that there's a such thing as objective beauty. Okay. We do. We know that there's such thing as objective beauty. She did end up moving out. And so I had looked at her other videos on her page of her moving out. She's not ugly. She's just got a little more to love. She's got a little more love. But we'll finish what she has to say and then I'll show you guys how she looks.
Do you really think that that man got with a bum? Do you really think that that man, the way that he was speaking to me, chose to enter a relationship with a woman who couldn't provide and who couldn't contribute? No. So the truth is,
I mean, and I'm not trying to be mean or funny, but it's like she's not showing her face for a reason, like for whatever reason it may be, but she's not showing her face for a reason. Like, let's just be real.
he wanted to be taken care of, and he was. He was more than well taken care of, and that man cannot get up here on the internet and even deny that. Up until I couldn't provide for him the way that I was providing before. Money was not an issue in this relationship until I lost my job. There was not an argument about money. There was not a disagreement about money. You know why? Because shit was getting paid. You know why shit was getting paid? Because I had a job and I was earning a very good salary. Then I became useless, and he would even tell me I was fucking useless. That's when the verbal abuse.
Girl, you are useless. He met you, he got with you because you were providing for him. And this is what's funny. Men are over here throwing a fit because, well, she'll leave me. She'll leave me when I have no money. Okay, y'all won't leave when a woman doesn't have any money and y'all been using her for it, but the moment she ain't got no money, look at what this man did. The ceiling light tell me everything I need to know. I call that the early 2000s nipple fixture because that's exactly what it looked like, a titty with a nipple. That's the early 2000s light fixture.
Abuse really started. When he felt he was in a position to treat me like I was beneath him, that's exactly what he did. I also paid all the utilities, put all the groceries in the house, toilet paper, paper towels, laundry detergent, dish soap, shampoo, conditioner, body wash. Like, that shit is not cheap, and I did all of that. He wanted to eat out, I paid for it. He wanted to drink, I paid for it.
Girl, stop. Are you claiming him on your taxes as a dependent at this point? I sure hope you are, girl. You don't have a boyfriend. You never had a boyfriend, baby. This is a dependent. He need to be claimed on your taxes.
He wanted something to smoke on. Guess who paid for it?
Girl, she was paying for the Zatu. She was paying for the. I want her to be my girlfriend. Okay, I want her to be my girlfriend. At this point, fuck a boyfriend. I want her. I want her.
Please let this be an example of why you do not do more for a man than you should. Please let this be an example of why you do not help a man when he is down. Because the moment that he is up, he is going to resent you. He's not going to love you more. He's not going to treat you better. He is going to resent you. He is going to hate you because he could not be you.
Girl, I'm sorry you had to learn in such a messed up way. I'm sorry for you. Gosh dang, child. Okay, so let's just see how she looks. Now, I will give her big one because she moved out. She did. She ended up moving out. She ended up getting her own place, and that's why I said I don't know how she looked before the relationship. I really don't know how she looked before the relationship. Um, my biggest thing though, my biggest thing though is that she had, regardless of how she looked, she had to have had a low self-esteem to do all that. Point blank period. Regardless of how she looked, she had to have a low self-esteem to even do a fourth of what she did. She didn't think she would ever get a better looking man, so she was trying to do anything to hold on to him. Yep. What kind of man lets a woman pay for all of that? Girl, Latinas would have slapped that POS. I think this girl is Latina. Believe it or not. Let's see. Let me share the screen. So this is her.
I have learned after being a single mother is I'm going to figure out how to make something shake. 40, 60, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87. I have $87 to my name. I've been filling out job applications every single day, all fucking day. I had to split my phone bill payment up into two, and I have one installment that's due tomorrow for about $125. And then on the third, I have to make a car payment. Now, I was going to DoorDash.
I looked at her content. She definitely is a hustler. Like, she's definitely a hustler. And I'm following her. Like, I really like her. I really like her content. And I just like the fact that like she like was able to get her own place.
Body on max. I got my man on you. I got way too used to your lies. Still turn around and cry for you. Yearn for it. I done waited my turn for it. I done fucked around and learned something. You had tried to make me earn something. Hey, I dance like I'm C Breezy. Love her and I fight it and it's easy. I'd have been in tough spots. I'd have been in rough spots. Got a soft spot for the trap because it needs me. Believe in every word you were saying. Believe in every word you were speaking with.
I don't want them to copyright me. But yeah. So I really just think it was a self-esteem thing because she ain't ugly. I mean, she's not ugly. I don't know how she like looked prior to that, but yeah, she just needs to lose a little bit of weight. Like, she's not an ugly girl. She just needs to lose a little bit of weight. But I guess she just had a baby. I don't know how old the baby is, but someone said she had the baby like a month ago. So give her some grace. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, don't ever let your self-esteem be that low. I mean, come on. And how he was treating her in the videos, pure narcissist. Okay, so I have another video. Oh no, my lip gloss. Hold on. Okay, my lip gloss is popping. My lip gloss is cool. Okay. Yeah, she definitely isn't ugly. She's pretty. Pretty girl. As a woman, it's very hard for you to be ugly facially. Like, I'm a firm believer in that. I'm a firm believer in that. In order for you to be unattractive as a woman facially, you would have to be like horribly deformed. Like, you would have to be missing chromosomes to be ugly as a woman. And even men find 80% of women attractive. Very hard to be unattractive as a woman. All right. Okay, so here's another trigger warning for this video, okay? It's probably going to make your blood boil, but once again, narcissists, very sassy, okay? Very sassy. So 1 second here.
Yeah, you don't pay rent. Of course.
Never pay you. You'll never get my money. You'll never get my money, silly. You better go work overtime like I told you.
Why would you not pay your kids' bills? Your son lives here.
Imagine being a man telling a woman, you better go work overtime like I told you. You better go work overtime like I told you. Like,
You better go work overtime like I told you.
Your son lives
You
here.
better go work overtime.
Your son lives
You better go
here.
work overtime.
You don't care where
You
your
better go work
son.
overtime.
You don't.
I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. I am. So if you are a woman, I know I'm not too sure the racial profile of majority. I'm assuming it's probably Black women majority that watch my content. To all women who are not Black, when we are telling y'all about these Black men, we aren't lying. Okay, we ain't lying because I looked at her TikTok. Once again, it's a white woman with a black man, and she endured this shit for 10 years. The reason why black men don't want to deal with black women is because we would never let this shit get to 10 years. We would never let this shit get to 10 years. Please learn from us. Listen to us when we tell you these black men ain't worth your problems. They are not worth your time. We handed them to y'all on a silver platter for a reason. Quit falling into these black men's trap when they're saying, well, this is why we don't like black women. This is why we don't like black women. They're playing y'all. They playing y'all like a fiddle. A black woman would never let this shit get to 10 years. Never.
Care about your son?
Work overtime.
Why?
Better go work overtime.
When I have a man.
Better go work overtime.
Why? There's
Better go
a
work
full
overtime.
grown man
Better
sitting
go
at
work
home on a
overtime.
game all day.
You ain't about to threaten me.
But I have
You better go work overtime.
Threaten you?
You ain't ever about to threaten me.
to pay a
Go work overtime.
$75
Go work overtime.
utility bill
Go work overtime.
or
Go work
leave my
overtime.
house that you don't pay for. That's not threatening.
You ain't about to threaten me. Sorry. Go work overtime.
That's not threatening.
Go work overtime.
That's not
It's either that or
threatening.
this. Girl, I'll never
Yeah.
pay that. I'll never pay. Whoa, you'll never.
Y'all hear that? Girl. He said, girl, I never pay that. Child. I'm sorry, but like, y'all can't be this desperate. Y'all cannot be this desperate to have a man living under y'all roof, paying y'all's bills, taking him out, letting him game, letting him smoke, paying his meals, paying for him to drink. This crazy. And then on top of that, sound gay, walk gay, look gay.
Get my money, stupid. What are you talking about? The fuck you still talking for? You'll never get my money.
You've lived
What
here
you
2
saying?
years.
You'll never get my
for
money. It's
free.
either that or this. You'll never get my money. Never.
well,
Never.
we're
I'm
good.
not getting used. I'm sorry.
You're not getting used. You're
I'm
using
sorry.
me.
I'm sorry.
You're
I'm sorry.
using
I'm
me.
sorry. Shut up. Shut
You're
up.
using
Shut
me.
up.
You are
Shut up.
using
This part's gonna piss you off. I'm just telling you right now, it's gonna piss you off because it's just get prepared, okay?
me
Shut up.
for living here
Shut
free
up.
every day.
Shut up.
Lived here 2
Shut
years free,
up.
and you can't
Shut
even pay a
up.
$75
Shut up.
bill.
Shut up.
Why can't you
Shut
pay the
up.
utility bill?
Shut
It's
up.
simple.
Shut up.
I'm not asking for
Shut
fucking
up.
$1,200 in rent that I
Shut
pay.
up.
This is abuse. This is narcissism. This is horrible. This is horrible. And she's still there engaging with this man. This is a different woman. This is a different woman. Different couple here.
You're getting a dime.
I pay
You're not getting a
$1,200 in
dime.
rent every
You're not
month
getting a dime.
without.
Once again, we got another woman that's paying majority of the rent, if not all of the rent. You see how easy it is to get taken advantage of by these men?
Your
You're
help.
not getting a dime.
But why'd you
You're
claim
not getting a
Cartier then?
dime.
Why'd you claim
You're not
Cartier
getting a
then?
dime.
Why did
You're
you
not
claim
getting a dime.
Cartier?
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Why did you claim Cartier?
You're
then?
not getting a dime.
Okay, that's
You're
fine.
not getting a dime.
Why did you
You're
claim
not getting
our
a
son?
dime.
Why did you
You're
claim
not
our
getting a
son?
dime.
You're broke. That shows
You're
you're broke.
not getting a
You gotta
dime.
go on the
And it's like, for you to even throw out the insult of him being broke, it ain't even an insult at that point because you done took care of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you paying all of the rent, you letting him game, you letting him eat the food in your refrigerator, and he ain't contributed or paid for any of it. You done let him keep the lights on all goddamn day and night, and he ain't put in on the light bill. Like at that point, it's no point in you arguing. He already winning. He already extracting all of your energy because your self-esteem is too low. This is classic narcissist abusive behavior. This is the part where you cuss him out and tell him to pack his shit and get exactly. Child, a black woman, the clothes would have been packed and out. Get this man up out of here. Yep, chicken got too many hormones. He wants her to work overtime so he can invite his boyfriend over. So look at this. This one is the worst. Okay, I just want to give you guys a strong trigger warning. I didn't really mean to like it just the caption is what the caption is, but like we already talked about it. But I'm sorry, I feel like black men are the worst narcissists of all. I'ma just keep it 100. I feel like black men are the worst narcissists. Um, Black men just have too much trauma. Black men have too much trauma. They have um they're just too weak. They're very, very weak individuals, and they are willing to take it out on anyone that is close to them. But very, very, very strong trigger warning for this video. Okay, I want to make that very, very clear. If you have been a victim of like DV or anything like that or anything abusive, you don't have to stay here, please. You don't have to stay here. I want to make that very clear. But all right, I'm gonna play the video.
No, you ain't did what?
Don't you ever grab me like that again. I'm not playing with you.
You ain't did what? You ain't did what?
Stop. That's not funny.
Oh, I guess that is the song in the
No.
background.
I will literally knock you out. You better, I know that was a warning. I know that was a warning. You better chill out.
Get on my nerves. I'll bust you off like that.
Did you just hear what he said? He said, "Ooh, I'll bust you in your mouth." Like literally making threats.
Back away from me. I'm not playing with you.
Look at that. This is horrible. This is terrible. This is absolutely horrible.
Okay, I'm leaving.
Which one you want?
I'm going back
Which one you want?
home. I need to
Sit
do-
down.
No,
Sit
because
down. Sit
you
down.
wanted me to come in
Sit
here and
down.
sit with you, and then you're acting like this.
Get back here.
And look, he did exactly what the other guy did. Remember when the girl was in the living room and he followed her into the living room, and then and then she had to end up leaving the room. So now she's trying to get away from this guy, and he's following her into the bedroom. Following her into the bedroom, pure intimidation. This man is disgusting. This man is the scum at the bottom of the earth.
Sit down.
No.
All right. You got 5 minutes to get back here.
Did you just hear what he said? You got 5 minutes to get back in here. And this man has already gotten in this woman's face. This man has already threatened to harm her physically. This is crazy. This is absolutely horrible. And the fact that women are tolerating this and tolerate it to the point that it gets this bad it's just I can't fathom this. Cannot fathom this. These black men need help. They really do need help.
You better be
Are
in
you
here.
gonna sit and chill?
I'm sitting chilling. You see, I'm on the game. I'm on the game. Go sit down. Put your bottom in that cushion. Shoot. Sit down.
Like, this is what narcissists do. They order you to do something and then they give you another order sooner. So he already told her, oh, go over there. Sit down. Sit down. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy.
Get all along and now you're running.
You didn't do nothing. What's wrong with you?
Okay, please don't.
And then you don't gotta say please.
I don't want you.
He sounds gay too. Like, I'm sorry, he sounds gay too. He sound like he related to Mr. Cummins. Mr. Cummins. Him and Mr. Cummins is cousins. Like, what? Sorry, I had to add a little bit of humor. Sorry.
Jay, stop!
That's how I'm feeling, bro. That's how I'm
See? Let's run that back. She didn't even flinch. So you already know he done put his hands on her before.
feeling, bro. That's how I'm feeling.
Okay, please don't.
And then you don't gotta say please.
I don't want you to get me like me. Jay, stop!
She ain't even flinch. She didn't flinch once. He been doing this. He been doing this. You have someone get that close to you doing something like that and you don't flinch, it's because you're used to them doing it. Oh, but it gets worse.
Oh, it's
That's how I'm feeling, bro. That's how I'm feeling.
okay. I just told you I'm not.
And you hear this? That's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling. And they call us the emotional ones. This is all tactics of intimidation. He already used verbal by saying that he's going to hit her. Then he just smacked the sofa close to her, pretty much warning her it'll be your face next. This is why men that punch walls, men that ruin property, when you see a man ruin property, you'll be next. Okay, when you see a man punch a wall, fuck up a TV, throw something, you're next.
Sitting in here with you acting like this. You're being ridiculous.
You gonna stay sitting where I said, stay sitting there. You gonna stay sitting where I say.
No.
You gonna stay sitting where I say.
Once again, she did not flinch. So it went from hitting the sofa, and now he's fake swinging at her. Crazy. And she's not doing anything. She is not doing anything at all. Too weak. Too weak.
Get up, matter of fact, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up.
No, Jay.
Get up.
No.
Look at that. Grabbing her.
No.
Bro, get up.
No.
I wanna go back to the room.
No.
Come on,
No.
get up.
You're being a jerk.
I said get up.
Stop.
Look at that. And mind you, now he's saying, let's go to the room. Now he's saying, let's go to the room. So earlier when she went to the room, he wanted her to come out the room. Then he ordered her to sit down on the couch. Now he's ordering her physically to go into the room, to do Lord knows what to her.
Stop.
Get up.
It's not funny.
Get
Quit.
up. Come on.
Why?
Go in the room so we
For
can
what?
watch
You
the
just
movie.
wanted me to come in here.
But I'm done playing the game now, man.
Jay.
Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Never in my life would I ever want a woman to stay involved with a narcissist so long where they would have to endure that. Okay, because that's a clear sign that she has been there for way too long. And I completely agree. Anytime a man is trying to masculinize you by calling you homie, bro, bruh, they're going to treat you just like a man. They are going to literally treat you just like a man. They will physically harm you. They will talk crazy to you, and they won't have any remorse about it. They will have no remorse about it. Those are all narcissists, all of them, every single one of them, at all different levels of narcissism, with this last one being the worst one. And they all seem pretty gay to me. I'm a firm believer that most narcissists, most narcissistic men, they're narcissists because they're gay. They're closeted. They want to be with a man. This is why they tend to be very abusive. They want to take their anger out on women because they really want to be with a man, and they don't have enough confidence to go live out their truth and do what it is that they really want to do. Like, I feel super confident that my narcissist was down low. Very confident that my narcissist was down low. Because there was one thing at the time, I did not think that it was very performative, but there was one thing that he ended up doing that I thought was very, very strange. He had his cousin over. And the thing about when you're dealing with men that are narcissists, and they're trying to hide the fact that they're DL, they will be over performative when it comes to their relations with women. So these are the type of men, they'll either sleep with a lot of women, they'll lie and say that they've slept with a lot of women, or they'll want to make it very obvious that they're sleeping with other women. And so I remember early in our relationship, his cousin was over, and it was a man. And I kicked it for a little bit, and I hadn't showered yet for the day. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go in the bathroom, and I'm going to go on ahead and take a shower. Bathroom isn't too far away from the living room. It was just the kitchen in between. you definitely could like hear shit from the bathroom. And he came into the bathroom and then like ended up sleeping with me like when I was like in the shower. Like in the shower and like literally like wanted me to be like performative like while I was taking a shower. And I'm just like, why would you want me to do this when your cousin is here? Like that's super, super weird. Like, why would that even be a thing? Like your cousin is here. I'm just here to take a shower. Why are you trying to sleep with me while I'm in the shower while your cousin's here? That's weird. What are you trying to prove? What are you trying to hide? Because who does that? I bet they hung up and kissed up their little man. Yep. To make his cousin jealous because they have a thing going on. Exactly. I'm like, this is weird. Like, why would you ever do this? They're crazy freaks, both perverts. Yep. They do very weird DL stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, uh, okay. This is like super, super weird. And my ex wore that red robe too. I think it was the exact same robe that the one guy was wearing. Shit, he probably borrowed it from my ex-boyfriend. Shit, they probably was getting DL. They probably got their DL life together. Shit. It's probably my ex's robe he wearing because it looked like the exact same one. Not Little Red Riding Hood. This is why old girl took tailbone racking out. Listen, listen. Maybe I will do a reaction. So I'm gonna have to do like I'm gonna probably do a poll, but I'm thinking maybe I could do like some quicker videos, maybe like 20 or 30-minute live streams where we just do like reaction videos to like what's ever happening in these streets. So like the Telbo situation. But you want to know what? I look at it like this. I look at it like this. These men that don't the men that have a strong disdain for black women and they are very vocal about their disdain for black women. I look at it like this. None of these men qualify for most black women anyway, if I could be honest with you. Like the Telbo guy and then that other guy that got unalived by that OnlyFans model, hideous. I'm sorry. Rest in peace to them. Rest in preference to them. But those men were ugly. Those men were dusties. Like, I'm sorry. Like, listen, if the white women want those dusties, they can have them and then discard them, literally or figuratively. I don't really care. I don't really care. They can they're all dusties. And that's the reason why they want to like down black women so bad. It's like, okay, cool, go on ahead and down us. And I will I'll put a little rose at your graveyard site for you. You know what I mean? For my fake condolences, I guess. My concepts of condolences. Right. They wish they could say they hate women. They know that will make them look gay. So they just specify black women. Men who hate their own don't like women. Their daughters will be black. Exactly. Exactly. That's why it's like, psh. And then what cracks me up, this is what cracks me up. In both of those situations with the OnlyFans girl unaliving her black boyfriend and then this Telbo guy, I called him Teletubby. Okay, I call him Teletubby. I didn't even call him Telbo. Oh man. So anyway, Teletubby in Kunta Kinte, because he had like an African name or whatever. They both ended up getting unalived by their white girlfriends, and then their black families they're both the same thing happened because the justice system initially weren't gonna go after the girlfriends. The justice system was just gonna let them go free. and not have to serve any prison time. And then it's their families who are begging the media, begging people, well, can you donate? We need money for the funeral. We need to spread awareness. This woman needs to be behind bars. Please do something. Please do something. I can't help you. Your sons made that choice. Your sons made that decision. It's 2025, okay? All hands are off deck. When it comes to black women, all hands are off deck at this point. Black women aren't helping no fucking body. Black women only have concepts of condolences at this point. We only have concepts of caring in 2025. Get somebody else to do it. Find somebody else to do it. Go ask his white family. Go ask the white family to go donate money. Go ask the white family to go forth to the police department and have their daughter go be arrested. I have no idea why the girlfriend unalived those men, but I don't even care to find out. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because just like that dynamic that we seen in that last video, women do it too. Women do it too. And what happens is the black man ends up becoming the black woman in those dynamics. So what happens is, just like you could tell, the white women will want to be so thirsty to be with a black man, they'll put up with any and everything. Okay, they'll put up with all the. He grabbed her arm, was cussing her out in her face, threatened her multiple times, and she just sit there and took it. The other white woman with Mr. Sassy Lisp, girl, that one, she dealt with that for 10 years because she wanted to be with him so bad. And she probably had a sense of entitlement. Well, I'm with a black man. I'm with a black man. That means that I'm better. That's how these black men think when they're with a white woman. They think, oh, well, I'm better. So guess what? The white women will leverage that. White women will leverage that and say, oh, okay, so you're so happy. You so happy to be with a white woman. Okay, cool. I'm going to treat you any goddamn way I want to. And they allow it, and it gets worse, and it gets worse, and it gets worse. That OnlyFans model, she called him the N-word. She's punched him. She's had previous altercations physically with him before she unalived him. They have such a high sense of entitlement because they feel as though they have a sense of status. By dating outside of their race, they will tolerate anything until they lose their life. And it's getting to the point now where white women are catching on. White women are like, okay, cool, then I'll just treat you like shit. I would just treat you like shit then because you let me treat you like shit. So cool. Yes, both sides are internalizing beliefs. 100%. That's really what it all comes down to. It's all internalized ideology based off of hierarchies. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. And these are typically, I'm not trying to be funny. But these black men, they're not cream of the crop black men. The white women aren't cream of the crop white women. So a lot of them are probably already getting bottom of the barrel within their race to begin with. They probably already have slim pickings in their own race. So even this is why you'll see black men, they will be with trailer park trash. I'm gonna just keep it real and call it what it is. Black men will literally be with trailer park trash because they can't get with the black baddie that they want to really be with. And so they will take trailer park trash just to say that they're able to have more status. A false sense of status, essentially. Exactly. The white men don't want them. Yes, exactly. The white men don't want those women. They don't want those women at all. And you could talk to any white man. when you are around white men and you grow up around white men and you're a white girl and then they see you start dealing with black men, those white men no longer want you. They no longer want you. If you stay in the same community as a white woman and they know that you've dealt with a black man, you're officially tainted. You are tainted. They will no longer want to deal with you. Know a woman on the West Coast who met a wealthy European man who bought her a luxury condo and is literally funding her life. Ladies, these white men are checking for us. I have 3 on my roster. I'm telling you, the white men are everywhere. The white men are everywhere. I mean, that's like majority what I dated, but I'm gonna keep it real. My worst relationship was with a black man. Even my ex-boyfriend is Mexican. Even my ex-boyfriend is Mexican. I'm not saying that you have to 110% divest from black man. If you are going to deal with black men, you just have to be extremely picky. But I say date them. I say go out there and expand your horizons. Go out to a different country. Don't just stay here in the United States. Don't just stay within other races. Because I've dated Indians, Italians, Serbians, Mexicans. I'm gonna keep it 100. Black men, I only sleep with them. I only sleep with black men. The black men always want to call the BBL girls, the high maintenance girls. They always want to call us recreational only. Black men are recreational only. Black men are recreational only. They only good for what's in between their legs. That's it. That's all. They not good for nothing else. She said, "Dope. They don't even touch me. No thanks." But yeah, aside from that, they're useless. They are. They're useless. Not even recreational LMAO. I'm too scared to sleep with a black man. It's been years. Girl, not without a condom. I ain't trying to get that. I ain't trying to get that, 3-letter word. Are you kidding me? They be bending over too many men. They be bending over way too many men. Last ex was an Arab guy and his family was cool, but he was a cheater. Girl, you should have had him open you up a gas station. You should have had him get you a gas station, girl. Or a hookah bar or a smoke shop. Right. Get you a little 7-Eleven. Oh man, y'all are funny. Imagine being in a relationship just to prove you're better to people who don't give a damn about who you're dating. Facts. Facts. He was stingy. I could believe it. Oh my God, they love to call us gold diggers. Like, what are we digging? Girl, they want to call us gold diggers. And it's like, bro, you have no gold. You have coal. And what I'm going to do with it? And what I'm going to do with that? All they got is a pocket full of lint. Ain't no damn gold. Ain't no damn gold. What they talking about? You a gold digger? No. All that put your pockets inside out. All that's in there is lint. And growing up, all you got was coal for Christmas. You couldn't even save no gold from when you was a child. What are you talking about, gold digger? The gold that they be putting in their mouth, they stinky ass mouth, ain't went to no dentist, got halitosis, need a root canal. I'm good. I love all the knowledge that I'm getting. Oh, yes, love that. All men cheat. Use them for what you can. If they don't cheat, then they haven't had the opportunity. Yep, that's what I always say. The men who ain't cheated is just because they haven't had the opportunity, because they ain't no woman trying to get on them for real. Honestly, men will cheat when they have the opportunity because they rarely get it. That's what I always say. The small percentage of men that haven't cheated, it's only because they just simply haven't had an opportunity to cheat. No one wants them. No woman wants them. So if you don't want to get cheated on, just get a man that no one wants. And the man that no one wants is broke and ugly. And who wants that? Who wants that? I got to deal with a broken, ugly man just to not get cheated on. I'll pass. I'll pass. All right, y'all. Love your content and honesty. It resonates. Aw, we'll appreciate it. All right, y'all, get your last chats or questions in because I'm about to head off of this thing. I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy. It was my first video back in like 8 days. So, yeah. But I had a wonderful time tonight. Thanks for the warm welcome back. I appreciate it. Aw, thank you. You have a great channel. I appreciate it. I created a dating contract via ChatGPT and a contract if you want to be exclusive. One man has signed the dating contract. We gonna see how this goes. I am not playing. Oh, I love that. ChatGPT is the best. I haven't, girl, I ain't even started packing yet. I told myself I'll start packing tomorrow, but I don't have a whole lot to pack anyway. It won't take me long. Thank you, Queen. Always a good chat. You're very welcome. Good night, Queen. Love your lives. They are fun and engaging. Aw, thank you. All right, y'all. I'm going to get off of here. I enjoyed my time with my lovely sovereign sisters, and I will be back tomorrow. Bye.